Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream on mybeach.com.au and to all of our viewers on Surf Lifesaving Australia. We are down here at Sorrento Beach. I'm Simon Beaumont, this is Grant True, this is round 3 of the WA Surf League. We've raced at North Cottesloe, we've raced all up and down the Metropolitan Coast. Good to go, Grant, beautiful day, bit of a southeasterly blowing down here at Sorrento Beach.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about today. This is the final round, round 3. First 2 rounds have been cracking. We've had Northcott, we saw City of Perth and Trigg Island, really close, 1 point difference. Round 2 at Scarborough, we had a little wave, which was great, and we saw some of the real talent emerging. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going today. The 1K beach sprinters are not far away, and we've got a big day of racing. I'm really excited. Round 3, final round.
Yeah, 17 teams today, True, so that is a record. So well done to all the surf clubs who are here, and we've got the Southwest guys back in today. Well, we've seen some great races. This is the second year of the WA Surf League. If you just look behind us, you can just see our field in starters' hands for the 1K beach run. I think Truey described it as a sprint just then, but I'm not sure it is a sprint. We'll check in with gun sprinter Gabby Murphy in just a moment as to whether she thinks it is a sprint. So this is the first of the events. We go straight through for pretty much finals all day today, Truey. Everything we do is pretty much a final. So if you haven't seen the WA Surf League before, for all you people watching at home, it's very, very exciting. And we'll bring you all the action, all the interviews from these 3 races. Each round, Truey, is a standalone round. But I'll tell you what, City, as you say, City and Trigg and Northcott, all the big clubs will be right there with when the whips are cracking today. We're not far away from a start, and we are pretty much in starters' hands over here at the moment.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. Competitors are just getting their final commands, and then Brett Slocum, celebrity starter for the beach arena, will get them underway. So we mentioned the team. Scarborough still got their 2 teams in, which is great. We saw them take out this in round 2. So the team from Scarborough are the ones to beat, and we're just about to see a start. So Brett Slocum, over to you.
Yeah, first of the events today here at Sorrento for round 3 of the WA Surf League. A 1K 2-lap run. You can see all the teams represented today. So Ben Johnson from Scarborough, you can see him on the far side of the course. Ben Waterman from Trigg getting an early start there as well. Watch out for Phoebe and Hannah Jones as well. They are 2 guns who placed really well in round 2. So you can see on our screen now, you can see them running behind the tents. The great part of this series is they run right through our little setup here with all the runners. Let's bring in our guest interviewers right now if we can. Gabby Murphy from the City of Perth Surf Club is with us now. Now, Gabby, is that a sprint or is that an endurance event?
I'd say that's more of an endurance event. Yeah, there's pushing it for the sprinters.
Nice to see you back competing today. So flags and beach sprint for you?
No, I'm actually just doing the flags, and Britt Hootinger, is doing the sprint for our black team. We've just got so many good sprinters in our club that we need to spread it out.
An embarrassment of riches. I want to talk about City Black because City Black have taken out round 1, round 2. This is all about participation, but the City Beach Black team have worked out how to go, I think. As we see Ben Johnson from Scarborough just completing his first lap here. And James Lewin just pressing up, one of the local triathlon guys from City of Perth. Ben Waterman slugging through as well. So the first of the laps is about to be completed. City Beach Black have worked it out. They've worked it out. You just got to try and place and go as well as you can in every event, right?
Yeah, we are really lucky that we have such depth in our club, and we've got awesome boat crews, swimmers, board paddlers, ski paddlers, 2K runners now. So yeah, we're doing well to have so much depth.
Thanks for talking to us today. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Gabby Murphy. Now we'll get Grant True to come in with one of the boat guys. I can tell you that Ben Johnson, who won race 2, has taken a lead from Scarborough, and James Lewin from City of Perth, who is ordinarily a triathlete, a good triathlete, Jimmy. He's just paced himself and he's moved through into second. Every point counts in this event today. Every single point counts. You've got a special guest here, Truey.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. So we've got Steve Bowler, sweep of the male crew for City Black team. You've been around surf boats a long time, surf lifesaving even longer, looking after the nippers when you first started. What does it mean for the boaties to be part of this bigger league?
Yeah, I think it's a superb format, and in fact our motto of our club is one club, one community, and this is the first time that we get together as a whole unit rather than the boat section being separated from all the rest of the competitors, and it's been fantastic.
And your crews have been going fairly well in finals and getting some good points?
Yeah, the City Black crew is an older crew. It's a Masters crew, but basically we've been coming third in the Open Finals, and that's adding all of the points to the club too, and they're rowing extremely well, and we're off to the ASRL as well too. So
Yeah, very good. So you're off ASRL in a few weeks. What does that mean for your club to be representing their state, maybe at the end of their surf boat career?
yeah, it's a fantastic way for me to. This is my final year as well, so it's a fantastic way to finalise 10 years with the same crew. But also we have another City crew in there as well too, so it's been great.
Very good. So, Steve, we're just going to thanks for that, and good luck for your racing today as we head down to the finish of the 1K Beach Run.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Grant. So our pre-event interviews today from the Northcote Surf Club and also from City of Perth. So Ben Johnson, who won the 1 kilometre beach run at round 2 at Scarborough, has just taken this event out as well. I'm sure you've seen that on your screens, mybeach.com.au, and also Surf Lifesaving Australia. I reckon James Lewin from City of Perth picked up second as well. So already City Black, who are looking to post some early points at round 3, have taken line honours. We'll bring you some interviews in just a second with some of our competitors. In fact, let's walk down to the finish area now. We can see Ben Waterman, who was very prominent in race 1 in the Trig gear, just on his haunches. And we might try and get our winner, Ben Johnson from Scarborough, in just a moment. So we're just following, walking down the beach to the start. Truey and I will describe the events as we go through. And I reckon we've got Ben Johnson now, I reckon, from Scarborough. Mate, come in and have a chat, if you will. 2 from the last 2. How's that feeling?
Very tiring. I'm sore everywhere now.
It's a hell of a way to start. What's the tactic, mate? It's only 1K, and I reckon that might be a slightly short of 1K, but it's go out hard and hang on, I suppose.
Yeah, just sprint the whole way, I guess.
Had a bit of company today. James Lewin from City of Perth, come over from triathlons. He goes all right in the red and white cap, but you've picked up some points from Scarborough already.
Yeah, it's a really tough race.
Mate, this time a couple of weeks ago after you won this race, you then went into the water events as well. So that's what it's all about, hey? Trying to pick up some points for the club?
Yeah, just got to give everything a go.
Well done. Good work today.
Thank you.
Ben Johnson picks up the second of this, wins the race 2 and race 3 of the WA Surf League. We'll try and speak to our women's winner in just a moment. I might just come over here with Grant True, my co-commentator. Truey, we just spoke to Gab Murphy. City Black are trying to make it 3 from 3. While we will talk about some of the elite performances during the course of today, we'll also this is about participation. It's about getting a little bit of match fitness, race fitness for the states and the Aussies coming up. So this is a really important thing for all the clubs, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And look, we see, like Southwest, we've mentioned them. They're back in for round 3. They missed out on round 2. Scarborough, 2 teams. Northcote, again, with 3 teams. Shows a real depth of what this event means for that club. They all get behind it. They drag people out of their lounge rooms to get into these races. At the same time, they've got some of the highest quality paddlers and swimmers and runners. So they're a very competitive team, but their Team B and Team C is just as important to that club as their A team. On today's, for those viewing at home, at the bottom of your screen, you may see the latest results coming up as they come through electronically. And then from time to time on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, maybe right now, you'll see the updated points. So this is all about points. You'll get the points before we do. So for all those watching at home or on the beach, make sure you share this link. We're live right around Australia and through Surf Lifesaving Australia as well today. So the points are updated regularly, and I'm looking forward to seeing who can take out round 3. Is it going to be back to back for City?
True. I might just get you to take some of our viewers and the people on the beach through the program. I know there's a lot of spectators here today who may not have seen the WA Surf League, so True will take us through the sequence. Just to let you know, we've got a couple of people up for 3-peats today, possibly 3 individual events for the season. So Jackson Simons, he's the beast of the beach, isn't he? He's amazing in both the beach flags and the beach sprints. Watch out for him. He raced beautifully in interstates as well. Kira Albertson from the City of Perth looking for 3 out of 3 in the ski leg. She's a gun. Dan Humble in the men's ski, one of the great sites and one of my favourite sites of the WA Surf League is the start of the men's and female ski race. Look out for Dan Humble. And Nikita Fredenay as well. Watch out for her, who's racing beautifully in rounds 1 and 2. So plenty of 3-peats for individuals, but as Grant True's just been telling you, points all important. The format for today, True.
Yeah, so we've already had some of the heats and semi-finals, rapid charges in the boats and the sprints, so we'll see the finals. Just seen our first major final for the day. We're going to then head straight back down into the ski races, which will be on very soon, followed by the Iron Women and Iron Men, the youth one, which is a new event for this year. We'll then look to the sprints and through to the board, swim, and then the surf boat finals. So Simon mentioned before the close racing and some of those competitors that are going for 3 wins in a row. The other thing that's on the line today for the top points getter for each event. So for example, if you win all 3 ski events, you're going to finish up with around 27 points, which means you're off to the 6th round and final round of Ocean 6, which is a national series. So free trip for you if you can get on top of the ladder. And today's events will come and play a big part in it. For example, in the male board, on equal points at this stage, Matt Collis and Kelton Mulvray. So whoever gets highest in today's race out of those 2, they'll actually get a free trip over to over east for round 6 of the Ocean Series. So Ocean 6 is a fantastic event, more of an individual event than this team, but it is all up for grabs today. So big points on the line today, plus a free trip to the final round of Ocean 6.
Thanks, Drew. Just with someone special here today, and Drew, you can help me with this. You'll notice that the Trig Island guys are wearing a black armband today because one of the club stalwarts, Drew, has passed away. So you will see the Trig guys. I'm here with Ben Waterman. I'll get you to explain that in just a moment. Surf clubs are about people, and in particular officials and life members, and Drew can explain it to you in just a moment. But Ben Waterman's down here today. Mate, big day, big program for you. You've been racing since the first round. You had a really good beach run in the first round. The boys have picked up the stand a little bit, haven't they? They've worked out the beach run.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, like tough competition, tough field, but they're like amazing athletes, and it is hard to keep up with them. Especially Ben from Scarborough. He's an amazing runner. Got 2nd at Worlds, I think. But yeah, it's just about keeping up with them, having fun, and then just getting to the end, just because it's a hard race.
And mate, so the Watermans play football. Your mum's was a fantastic netballer as well. So there's some good genes, and it's the extended family as well. There's the Raffertys there as well, right?
Yeah, Sydney and Charlie are my cousins. Taylor's their cousin, so it's a bit weird, as in like how we're all at the club. But yeah, they're amazing runners, and we just went over a state team together. Pretty fun, and it's good to watch Sydney in the running, and waiting to see how she'll go.
Well done, Ben. Well done today. True, there has been a passing at the Trig Island Surf Club, and that's why the Trig guys, thank you, Ben. Enjoy the rest of your day. He's got plenty of events today. See Ben Waterman down here on the beach, and surf clubs are about people and about stalwarts and life members, aren't they? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, one of WA's stalwarts of the sport did pass away yesterday evening. So Lindsay Bistrop from the Trig Island Surf Club. He's a life member of that club. He was a fantastic volunteer, official, gave a lot of time to march pass and other sports like R&R within that club. So condolences to family and friends and all the members of that club. But Lindsay made a fantastic impact, not only on that club, but the sport of surf lifesaving in West Australia as a whole.
Yeah, well said. So our thoughts with the Bidstrup family and with the surf club today on behalf of Surf Lifesaving WA and the surf family. So you will see the Trig guys racing with the black armbands today. We go to the rest of the program very soon, True. If you are looking at our drone shots, as True mentioned, as Grant True mentioned, you will see results coming across the bottom of your screen today to all our viewers at home at mybeach.com.au and also on Surf Lifesaving Australia website. I hope you're enjoying the coverage. This is round 3 of the WA Surf League. We're at Sorrento Beach this morning.
Yeah, so we're just about to, I'm going to make my way down to the start of the ski, where we're going to see Kira from City of Perth maybe going for 3 in a row. As I mentioned, if she can win that, she will get the free ticket over to round 6 of the Ocean Series. So we're going to make our way down there and see how Kieran goes. She's going to be in some tight competition from the likes of Trig Island and Northcott, and we'll go and see who's on the line for those competitors.
Yeah, so at different points during our coverage today, you'll see overhead footage with our drones in the air. We have our fixed cameras as well. Grant True and Simon Beaumont will take you through all the action, not only if you're down here on the beach, but also for our viewers at home. So you will see a lot of different competitors today from the 17 teams. This is a record number of teams. The 1K beach run has been run and won. Ben Johnson from Scarborough has won the men's race today, and we will try and I'm sure you've seen it on your screen, but we'll try and bring you an interview with our 1K female winner today as well. Very important to pick up points. I'm sure the girls, the Jones girls, will be well represented after really good, strong races in rounds 1 and 2. Not far away from the start of the ski races. And truly, as you say, Kira Albertson going for 3. Really strong women's field again, once again. And as we often say, this is one of the most spectacular sights you can see at any surf carnival. And in the WA Surf League, we're straight into finals. It's pretty awesome to see them go off the beach. Different conditions today. I haven't spoken to you about the conditions, but here at Sorrento Beach, the beach does have a little bit of a southwest aspect. So although this is a southeasterly, there's a bit of chop to contend with today.
Yeah, it's very interesting, this beach. So we see it similar down at Fremantle Beach, which has a little bit more of a northwest type face. This beach has got a bit more southwest, as opposed to, say, Trigg and Scarborough, who are facing more directly west. So it is an east-southeast, and we're looking to get around 30 degrees today. The wind's strong, and it's been blowing hard all night, so we do have a little bit of a chop. That's going to play a big part for these ski paddlers in a minute. A very shallow bank with a little wave, and then it's basically just a drag race around these cans. So as we've mentioned in past rounds, it is short format. They are built, these are courses are designed for tight, fast, hard racing. So those watching at home, you'll get some fantastic drone footage, and you'll see these guys and girls smashing their way around this course on the fastest craft today that we have on the beach. So single ski, Kira Albertson she's on 18 points, and then we look back to Paige Woods from Trigg Island, next closest, on 10 points. So again, Kira would need to basically finish 10th today to lose that free ticket. So saying that, it is a tight race. All the other competitors want to beat her, so we're going to see how this racing goes. So she's on the far right of the field, and then we look to Paige in the middle of the field. So tight racing, and they're just about to get their starters' hands.
Yeah, so if you are watching at home, there's a fair bit going on down here at Sorrento Beach. Truey and I trying to keep an eye on all the starts. Straight through to finals, we've got the very exciting sprints, beach flags. We have the Cameron relay today and the Taplin relay as well. We conclude with the Ironman racing as well. But you can see the girls now going down for the start of the female surf race. So all the 17 clubs, or the 17 teams represented today, 10 clubs, which is a record. And straight through to finals today. Grant True and Simon Beaumont on the beach. We hope you're enjoying the coverage at home. So a little bit of a wave, as Grant True has described, and a little bit of an extended bank, but it will be a flat-out sprint. Beautiful sight down here at Sorrento Beach with the yacht racing offshore today. The famous Sorrento shark net in the background of a lot of our shots. Ashley Nesbitt now assembling the women's ski race field in there. So watch out for the red and white and black cap from City Black, while Kira Albertson going for 3 out of 3 today.
Yeah, so for those watching at home, we're going to try and pick the skis out for you. So we've got Noel from Northcott. She's on the far left there. She's got the white ski with the blue tip. We then look into the middle with Paige Woods from Trigg Island. She's got the predominantly green ski with the pink tip and tail. And then similarly with the pink tip and tail on the far right is Kira Albertson, round 1 and 2 winner. She's on the far right. So you may be able to get that footage from your when you're watching at home. And then we've also got Keris Graham in the middle, always one to watch, with the black tip pink ski. So pretty clean start there, making their way through that break for the first time.
Yeah, well done, Tree. So we now go overhead to our drone footage as we see the female ski get underway. So Trigg Island with Keris Graham. Looks like she's got a ripping start out there early on. This will be flat out today, Tree. There is a little bit of a wave, but short course. So absolutely redlining. As we've often seen in the other rounds, we do get a little bit of advantage as they go across the apex of the course. And that's where the strong guys, they get out to that can first, a little bit of a rest across the top, and then power, those big 10 or 15 strokes as they power across the apex of the course and get themselves into the wave zone. So, Truey, looks like Trigg Island out in front at this early stage.
Yeah, that's Keris Graham out in front. Now, I mentioned Kira before, how she's got almost an unassailable lead in the points. A little bit of a drama. She's currently sitting in about 10th spot. She got knocked at the start, went through a little bit of a wave, and she's got a lot of work to get back into that top maybe 5 or 6 spots just to really solidify her position. So they're making their way around the first cans. Keris Graham in the lead, closely followed by Asa Noel from Northcott. And then we're going to go looking for Kira to try and get up into the spot. So pretty tight racing. It's not over yet.
A lot of experience to Keris Graham. She races well on the board. She goes in everything. She likes this team format, Keris Graham. She loves the, seeing her team Trig out in front. Trig super well represented in round 2, weren't they, Tree? They picked up second and third Trig, so they do spread their talent across their 2 teams. We can just see that little coast as they go across the apex of the course now. And this is where the power comes in. This is where the experience comes in as they head into the wave zone. The wind slightly across them there, True, isn't it? It's not a pure tailwind as they come in. The breeze is a southeasterly, but at this beach here at Sorrento, it pushes across them. So looks like a race in 2 at this stage as we see the 2 lead ski. And I'll get you to call them in, mate, if you will. Keris Graham is there or thereabouts, as we know Keris Graham from Trig. I'll get you to call them in. Grant True, our surf expert.
Yeah, they're just heading around that final can, and we see Keris 3 or 4 big strokes there. She's pulled onto a little run. As a state team representative, she's just come on that next little run, racing 2 at this stage, but don't look far behind them. There's Paige Woods currently second on points. So these 2 competitors battling out neck and neck. Keris and Asa, this is going to come down to the line. All sprint finishes today, so we're going to see who's got the best legs to get around the back of the course. Kira's come up into 5th spot. And then we look back to Paige in 3rd spot. So pretty tight racing. Let's see how they go getting onto their feet.
Yeah, so we have seen they may take their feet now, True. So Trig, Keris Graham right into the sand there, working hard and pumping those arms. So True, I'll get you to call it in. What a great start to the women's ski. Keris Graham heads around first. She digs in deep. But great sprint on the line, it would seem. And a turn up for the books. So, True, that was exciting. A great fight back from Kira Albertson, we should say, too. She works herself up into 4th spot. Well done.
Yeah, that's pretty tough racing. First race for these girls. Some of them will be going around 2 or 3 times today on this course, as we see the men just making their way down. So, Jesse Phillips, one to watch on the far left from Northcott. Josh Maurice, he got second in the last round. And he's definitely one to watch from Secret Harbour. We've then got Ben Carrick, Dan Humble and Steve Bird all in the middle, cramming that centre of the field. They're probably my top 5 for this one. So Ben Carrick, Dan Humble, Steve Bird, you watch this start. They're going to fly out, working together. Going to form a bit of a triangle, as they make their way out to that first can. And then we've got Jesse Phillips and Josh Maurice on the far left. They're going to be pushing right across hard to try and get into a good spot. So, Simon, you've got a very tired winner, but Asa, well done, winner of the ski.
Yeah, Asa, we'll come to you in just a moment, if that's okay. Congratulations. Well done. How are you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. A bit tough out there with the wind coming back in.
Well done. Big smile on the face for picking up some points for the team. We'll go down to the start, so please stay with us if you will. We're going to go down to the start now. So as we say, this is one of the Blue Ribbon events at any surf carnival. You'll see our overhead drone shot in starters' hands. Ashley Nesbitt's starter. Dan Humble, as we said, going 3 from 3 in the looking to go 3 from 3 in the WA Surf League. And this is pretty exciting today as we look for a nice even start. If you haven't seen these events, the starter is looking for a clean start with no advantage. Truey, over to you.
Yeah, just sitting in the starter's hands there. Ash Nesbitt, our water starter for the day. We just see Dan Humble just standing up, emptying his ski out, waiting for that even break. They've got to be nice and even. No waves, no white water. And as I said, Jesse Phillips on the far left, one to watch. Paul McKenna, very good lifesaver, probably giving these guys a few years of a head start. So Dan Humble always off to a strong start. Ben Carrick sitting right on his left-hand side. And then we see Josh Maurice absolutely exploded out of that start, and he's our early leader.
Yeah, great start as always. And Dan Humble, what a great sight it is, True. I know I go on about it, but the kilowatts as he heads out, well, you have our overhead drone footage. Asa Knoll has picked up some valuable points for her beloved club, and just as we see the boys go around, well done. You break Kira Albertson's a run of 2, so she ends up picking 4th. But how was it out there? It's a sprint, isn't it?
It is pretty short. Yeah, that wind coming in is pretty brutal, but I guess that's what we train for. That run really gets you at the end, though. It's a bit different.
Yeah, you and Keris are sprinting to the line. Yeah, you had to stick your head. Do you practice sprint finishes?
Look, I'm not going to lie, no we don't. But, you know, I guess it just comes down to that athlete mentality, wanting to get that win for the team and for Northcott.
Yeah, well done. Good on you.
Thanks very much.
Asa Noel, well done, Asa. Asa picks up a win for Northcott. All right, this is the bit that we've seen so often in the past 2 seasons of the WA Surf League. There they go across the top of the course tree.
Yeah, hopefully we've got some good drone footage there. This is where we've seen Dan Humble just explode. He's waiting, and then we go again. The first run that he gets hold of, he's milking that, and that lead, that 1 metre lead, is now 5 metres. Saying that, Josh Maurice has just pulled onto a fantastic run, and that's going to put more pressure on Dan. Dan Humble currently leading the points on 2 wins on 18 points. Josh Maurice currently sitting in second on 16.
And there he goes. I think you'll see this on the drone footage. There he goes. I know we talk about this a fair bit. He does sit up a little bit across the top, gets ready that power. He's just got those kilowatts. He's got that change of pace, hasn't he, Truey?
Yeah, that's right. And we just see him just pulling onto another little wave. He sits and waits. He's very patient. He plays a really smart race game, and that always pays off for him. As we see Jess and Steve from Northcott, they're just getting their little runs. But Dan Humble, 1 wave ahead at this stage. It may not come down to a run, but I know he'll be wanting to put in a really good sprint. Crowd on the beach. Let's get behind Dan. 3 from 3. That's a fantastic effort from this fine competitor, state champion and state representative.
Yeah, Dan Humble takes it out. You can see it on our footage here. A great race in second as we see Northcott pushing up for points as well. So Jess Phillips in second there. Well done to Dan Humble, who goes 3 for 3 in the WA Surf League. Good camaraderie on the line there from the boys from Northcott Slow as well. So you are always an Olympian, Truey, and never a former Olympian. Great to see him in the field today. I know it looks a little. Dan Humble makes it look a little bit easier. It's amazing how the harder you work, the more luck you have, right?
Yeah, that's right. He works hard, not just in the ocean, but on his technique on the river, on the ski ergos probably. Just very good kayak background. But when it comes to the surf, there is no one better in Western Australia at the moment. So really good. Scarborough just coming across the line. Paul McKenna, Sorrento B team doing really well. And we look back to, the likes of the Southwest. Secret Harbour did really well on that one with Josh Maurice. So pretty balanced performances so far right across. Different clubs taking out points so far.
In the starters' hands, Ashley Nesbitt's hands. So down for the female board race now, the junior board race. The Iron Women, in fact. So a little change of format. Thank you, Truey. The Iron Women getting underway today. So a good start, nice clean start. And as we go to our overhead drone footage, you will see event results cropping up on the bottom of your screen today, mybeach.com.au. We'd love you to go to My Beach website and enter in our Healthway competition as well. Get on board. That closes in March, and you can go to the website and enter for that great Healthway pack and SunSmart pack. So be part of that today. We'll talk to Dan Humble in just a moment down here on the beach. He has gone 3 from 3 as we see the Ironman. I think we'll go to Dan Humble now if we can. Dan, come in if you will, please, mate. If you're watching at home, Dan Humble has gone 3 from 3. The first of the three-peats representing his beloved Trig Island. Well done, mate. It looked like it was deja vu. Just get across the top, rest up a bit, and then power in.
Yeah, absolutely, Simon. Woke up this morning, looked at the wind, thought, hopefully that southerly comes in, and it has. There's a few bumps there, so, it's a good day and a good way for the club to get on the board, and, hope the momentum keeps rolling.
Well done, mate. I know we know these events are used to build you up for other competitions, so you got some good match fitness now, haven't you, come round 3?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a big week last week in Sydney with the state team, so fatigue's really setting in. We had club champs yesterday and now today, so... race fitness is absolutely at its maximum, but, the mental component's really suffering. So hopefully the rest of the state team has a good day today and, things go well for everyone.
One final one from me, True, if I can. One very quick one. City Black have sort of worked this format out. They get points in all of these. You guys second and third with the 2 Trig teams in the last round. Are you having chats about the strategy?
Yeah, we do, but, our beach squad and our boat squad are works in progress, so that's our aim at a club level to really, develop those 2 areas and make them strong, just like the board and ski areas. So, we're working on that, and this format's really enhanced what we need to do, and hopefully you'll see a really strong, well-rounded club in the future.
Well done, mate. Well done to Trick.
Thank you.
Dan Humble, 3 from 3. Tree, back to you.
Yeah, so Simon, you're heading up to the sprint finals with the results in your hand there, and I'm going to stay down here on the beach, on the water's edge, looking at the youth iron women going round. So Elise Harwood from Scarborough, she had a really good race last round. Rosie Wilson from Motherloo, Asher Ferguson from Trigg, won round 2, and she's back in there again today. Round 1 winner Alex Slocum from City, and Mia Nesbitt also from the City Red team. One to watch, particularly in this early part of the board. Michaela Innocent also from Trigg Island Green. She's going to be wanting to get some really good points for that team. So pretty tight racing. Simon, you're not far away from a start in the open sprint finals.
Yes, I am. Thanks, Drew. So a really good field assembled here. As a few little changes. We see Britt Hootengar in there and Sydney Rafferty, probably 2 of the favourites in the beach sprint, but a really strong list of women in our final today. So good luck to all the girls. We are in starters' hands. Thank you, Mr. Slocum. All eyes on the beach sprint track. We'll bring you all the results. And they go down right now. In starters' hands, men's final to follow. All right, away. You can see the cheers. So Britt Hootengar up and running from the City of Perth in lane 3. Running beautifully, so powerful, so strong, great technique. Looks like Hootengar will take this out today. Good strong running from Scarborough as always. And looked pretty in control. Britt Hootengar, nice running from her. We'll wait for the official results, Troy, but I reckon City Black may have picked up some points there. So good strong field. Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento in there as well. And Julia Phillips represented 2. We go now to the men's final here on the beach. We will bring you some results from the women's beach sprint in just a moment. The beach sprint, the longer form, here on beautiful Sorrento Beach. Beautifully graded track here today. And some really good names in the field as always. We'll try and bring you the race as it comes to hand. But in the middle of the field today, Jackson Simons. Looking strong, Tommy Nolan at the top of the field as well. Multiple state and national winner, Jacko Simons. That powerful physique in the middle of the field, the beast of the beach. Just waiting on an official finish down here, but I think Britt Hootengar may have taken out the women's sprint. Just wait on the official standings from our beach sprint officials. And as he often does, Jacko Simons with a nice little warm-up, having a look at the track. And, of course, the rest of the competitors get to have a little look at Jacko as well as he wanders around. I might just, for those of you listening at mybeach.com.au and the Surf Lifesaving Australia, we've got Tegan Mafscioni with us down here on the beach, just having a look today. Women's race today, women's final. Britt Hootengar looked pretty good, didn't she?
Yeah, she looks amazing. Britt always comes along really well at this time of the season, so good on her.
Yeah, no, good on her. You've just been the captain of the interstate team. How was your leadership?
Oh, I think it went all right. No, we had an amazing team. Everyone got along really well, really backed each other for every race, and were able to come away with a third.
Well done to you. Thanks for having a chat to us today, Tegan. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks, Simon.
Tegan down having a look at her beloved North Cottesloe today. And we go now to the start of the men's final. We'll bring you an interview with the winner of the women's beach sprint in just a moment. Nice little crowd here down here today. The runner's running with this tailwind, this little southeasterly that's blowing. Can Jackson Simons make it 3 from 3 in the WA Surf League? True, just in starters' hands. I might come back to you shortly. So True down there with the water events.
Yes, Simon, just a quick update on the current placings in the youth female ironwoman. Alex Slocum, we've got Sophie Turner, and I think that's Aisha Ferguson from Trigg Island. They're our top 3. They're about halfway in, and we'll try and pick them up as they make their way in. But it looks like it is Alex Slocum, round 1 winner, doing the best in round 3.
Yeah, thanks, True. All right, we go up to the start of the men's beach sprint final. We are in starters' hands down there. One of the really spectacular events here on Sorrento. We go down to the start right now. All right, folks, here we go. This is the beach sprint, the men's final, straight into our final now. The heats have been run and won. We are not far away from our start here at the men's beach sprint. The favourite, Jackson Simons, in the middle of the field. Can he go 3 from 3? Tommy Nolan in the Northcott Togs Ripper field in the men's today. Charlie Rigby back in business as well.
So, sorry, Simon, we've just got Alex Slocum coming up. I'll keep an eye on them. Alex Slocum about to take out the youth iron women, and we'll go back to you for the sprint final.
Thank you, True. Let's all eyes on the beach sprint, folks, the final of the men's beach sprints. Just a little chat from our starter, and the boys go back into position. Nice crowd down here at Sorrento Beach today, lining this great little track. It looks ever so slightly downhill. It looks ever so slightly like there's a tailwind behind these guys. The runners go back into their preparations after a start in starters' hands. Here we go. They're away. Great start from Simons. Tommy Nolan, look at this, the contrasting styles here. Simons not having it his own way, but he just powers to the finish now. Can he make it 3 from 3? He's got company. He eases up and crosses the line. Simons takes it out. Tommy Nolan there or thereabouts. Well done to Jackson Simons. Great running from him. We'll come back to you in just a second. Sorrento have gone 1-2 in the beach sprint. They've picked up some big points here. Truey, just before I come back to you, I have Britt Hootengar, who's taken out the women's beach sprint today. How are you feeling, Brittany?
Pretty good. We've had a pretty big week of training, so I'm safe to say exhausted, but that was fun.
It's a good track here at Sorrento, isn't it? It felt like you've had a bit of a tailwind, but I mean, I know it looked easy, but it wasn't. But it looked like you were pretty much in control, and the technique was good, and you just sort of ran through the line.
Yeah, the wind definitely helps keep you up on top of the sand for sure. It's very soft, but as we were saying, it's a little bit harder than Scarborough, so can't complain.
Well done to you. A nice 3 series race for City Black. Pick up some points.
Yeah. I love this event and being able to work with the teams within it. It's really inclusive, and I really like it. So hopefully we can take the win again.
Go City Black. Thank you. Brittany, well done.
Thanks so much, Simon.
Brittany Hootengar takes out the women's sprint today. We're just waiting on the final determinations down here. Truey, I'll come back to you. We hope to have an interview with our beach sprint winner in just a moment. Thank you, Grant.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. So we've just seen the concluding stages of the female youth ironwoman, and we've got round 1 winner back up on the first place podium, Alex Slocum from the City Black team. Fantastic race. You seem to go in 2nd or 3rd position.
Yeah, went in 2nd or 3rd. Really knew I just had to run the transitions hard and hope that my swimming kept it going.
Yeah, look, you've got a beautiful stroke. It's nice and relaxed, really efficient. Is that something you concentrate on in your pool swimming training?
Definitely in the pool, just working on technique. Just gets you through the surf even when the conditions are like this.
And so your mum and little sister, Indy, is down there. Your dad's over there starting the sprint. Bit of a family affair today.
Yeah, we're all in for it. I love the club, love surf.
Very good. And some pretty good results at the interstates.
Yeah, I was happy with it. It's good to come back here with a win when you really have to give it your all over there as well.
Okay, congratulations, round 1 and round 3 winner, Alex Slocum. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Drew. I'm going to try and bring the Sorrento boys down to a camera down there. We have the program still to come. Folks, this is the WA Surf League. This is round 3. We are at Sorrento Beach.
Yeah, we've got the youth Ironman in the water halfway through their board, or probably through 3/4 of the way through their board. We're going to see Nathan Hunt, one to watch, Harper Davies, Mitchell Lee from Mullaloo. He's going to be wanting to put in a good effort today. Oliver Brihout from Secret Harbour, probably one to watch. Ethan Duffy, he had a really good round 2 race, so looking forward to see how he goes from Cottesloe. He's sitting at about 6th spot at this stage, I think. But at the moment, we've got, and Kai Maishetta from Trigg Island, definitely one to watch. He's had some good wins already, and he's in about 2nd position at this stage. So Lucas Wilson, I think, is in about 3rd, and we see Oliver standing up already, wading across that bank into that trough. He's going to have a real hard time. So the other competitors are going to have a real hard time just trying to pull that lead back.
Yeah, big race this. Ollie Brio and Kai Marchetto. So Marchetto around the can now. And Kai works hard on the beach, doesn't he now? And Trig, good swimmer, good board paddler. Marchetto versus Brio, the big one. Just up here on the beach, I'm going to bring Jackson Simons and Charlie Rigby down from Sorrento. Nice little moment up here where they got to meet all the nippers. And that was unreal. They're on their home turf. I'll bring them down to a camera. We'll do that interview in just a moment. Back to you, Troy.
Yeah, pretty tight racing up the front in with Sorrento. We've got, I can see that's from Sorrento, Lucas Wilson. Not sure who the other competitor from Sorrento is. Kai Machetta. He's just getting past at the moment. Oliver Brehout still with a fairly handy lead. We're going to have to see how his swimming depth backs up. When we look back to the rest of the field, it's pretty much 5th through to 12th is you could throw a blanket over it. So points all the way down to 9th. Every position's important. And looking forward to seeing how this goes. The final stages halfway out on the way out in the swim of the Youth Ironman.
You're watching round 3 of the WA Surf League. We've raced at Northcote in their 100th centenary year. We have raced at Scarborough, and here we are at Sorrento. And not far away from a couple of interviews with our 1-2, the Sorrento boys from the beach sprint Chewy, so we'll bring them down to the camera down there. Meanwhile, the boys are in the water, Chewy.
Yeah, they're just making their way to that first can after the board leg. So still those top 4. Looks like we've got Sorrento maybe coming up onto the end of the lead. It's quite surprising. From Secret Harbour, fantastic competitor. So while we've got the Sorrento boys doing well in the Youth Ironman, we've got Simon with the 2 fastest sprinters, male sprinters on the beach, both from Sorrento.
Yeah, I'm here with Jackson Simons, who's gone 3 from 3 in the WA Surf League. And this is Charlie Wriggler, he's 19. Look at these 2 boys, the big powerhouses of the beach sprint. 2 different blokes, different ages, different rigs on these 2. Jacko, I saw all the nippers from Sorrento wanted a photo with you. That was pretty cool.
Oh, no, I think they wanted the photo of Charlie, but no, Jez, the age manager, brought the kids down to have a bit of a watch, and it's good to have them down here and watch us come along and give us a cheer while we go through the line.
19-year-old Charlie Rigby pushed you right to the line today, didn't he? He's back.
Yeah, he's a quality runner, and he proved that last year by winning the 19 Open Double at States and winning his last 3 age groups at Nationals too. So looking forward to racing with him at Opens this year at Nationals, and hopefully we can get 2 of us on the podium.
Well done, mate. 3 from 3 from you in the WA Surf League. Well done.
Cheers.
Just stay there, Jacko, if you will. Now, Charlie, we got to walk down the beach with Jackson Simons. There's high fives. He's kissing babies. He's a rock star, isn't he?
Yeah, that's just standard Jackson. Loves the attention.
Here on your home beach, mate. So nice to push him all the way. So good start from you, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good. Felt good out of the blocks. Just try to keep it a bit, but call me at the end. Yeah.
What's next for you, mate?
Just more training, you know. I'm looking forward to Aussies running an Open for the first time, so that should be good.
Well done today. It's very spectacular. 2 Sorrento boys putting on a show, not only for the local fans, but everyone watching at home. Well done, Charlie.
Thanks.
Thank you to Jackson Simons as well. Thank you, mate. More beach sprinting to come. Plenty of action out there on the water. And this is the Junior Ironman. A fair bit at stake. Marchetto and Brio have gone 1-1 for each of these junior races so far this season. And I'll tell you what, True, when down here on the home beach, when the Sorrento boys win the beach sprint, it's pretty exciting up there.
Yeah, it is good. And look, I know there were some nippers watching on. We've got Lucas Wilson currently leading the Youth Ironman at the moment. Oliver Bria just coming up onto his right-hand side. So they've already done the board. Speaking of the board, we might just walk down and have a bit of a look if we can with the camera. So last round we looked at the ski. They're very, very narrow. The boards are a lot shorter and a lot wider, so more built for carving on the waves. These are actually come from traditionally a rescue board. So rescues were done with these. Now these are more racing specialist craft. You see the yellow boards on patrol normally, but these ones, knee pads here, they'll spend a lot of their time on the knees. When it's time to catch a wave, they'll jump on their belly and move right back, lifting the nose and using these handles. So still very tippy. If you try and get on your knees, a lot more stable on the stomach. As we see Sorrento and Secret Harbour doing battle for the final 2 stages in the Youth Ironman.
Yeah, big cheer. So Sorrento having a good day on their home sand today. So Sorrento come in first. You can see the footage there. Ollie Brio from Secret Harbour. Lucas Wilson finishing now. Well done, mate. And that's a very popular win. Ollie Brio, so powerfully built, isn't he? So Ollie Brio picks up second. That's 2 seconds and a first for Ollie. Kai Marchetto digging in on the sand here from Trig. He's got company though, and Kai Marchetto just gets himself home in third. He's had to run all the way to the line there. So Marchetto goes a 1, 2 and a 3. 3 podium spots for him. Ollie Brio, the standout for the youth Ironman. But well done to young Lucas from Sorrento. Sorrento doing well on their home sand today, Tree.
Yeah, that's right. Sorrento's doing really well. I've just had the live scores for the points so far, which might be on your screen. So this might be just before the results from this race, which will obviously change. But City Black on 42, Trig Island on 40, Ding Dong Battle all day, like we've seen all through the first 2 rounds. Northcott A, they're on 28 points. So the 2 big strong clubs, they're out ahead. But I think that points ladder might have changed as a result of that race.
Certainly the points are important, but as we stress all along, there are 17 teams competing today. Great preparation for all the coaches, the age group managers, for everyone, to all concerned. So every point counts for the 17 teams as we go down to the open female board. Keris Graham in this field as well. Watch out for Nikita Freydenay, who races so well on the board, going to for her 3-peat as well, I think, Truey. So watch out for the 2 Trig girls today, but they'll have plenty of opposition today. So Nikita Freydenay going for 3 from 3. Keris Graham had her just out of the water, didn't she, at Scarborough, but Nikita ran past her on the beach. So once again, watch for the green, white and red hats of Trig Beach. You can see our footage now from the beach, from the fixed camera, and also from our drones. The female board away. Over to you, Truey. Nice, clean start.
Yeah, really clean start. And we see those competitors just making their way across that little trough. It's a little bit hard to run, so they're skimming those boards across. Some of them are getting up and running across that bank, and then it's just straight onto the bellies or the knees, and hard work all the way out to the can. So Nikita and Keris, as predicted, off to an early lead. They're going to be really hard to beat. I can't see anyone getting in between them and first and second today.
You know, Nikita's much younger, much smaller in stature, being younger, isn't she? Keris so strong, so experienced. But just once they get into that open water there, that tank of Nikita's really starting to pull her through. So she gets through the wave zone, probably in about 5th or 6th spot. You can see the footage from overhead in our drones and our fixed camera. But Keris Graham from Trig and Nikita Freydenay just side by side as they head out to the first cans. The men's field heading to the line now. Lots of support from the competitors as they come through to complete the Youth Ironman today. Just repeating, Lucas Wilson from Sorrento taking out the Youth Ironman race today. Ollie Brio in second. Kai Marchetto gets himself across the line in third. The girls are across the top of the apex now, and Nikita gets a nice little run there on Keris Graham. And pretty hard to spot, as you said. The 2 girls from Trig, very, very strong. And making their way around that final can tree. Nikita looks good today. Keris Graham had her covered at this stage in race 2. But Nikita looks like she's trying to lead this from go to way. A little bit of a slow start for Nikita Freydenay. She looks to make it 3 out of 3 in the boards in this season of WA Surf League. And you can see the contrasting styles there. Nikita up on her knees. Graham goes up on her knees now. They come into the wave zone now, Grant True.
Yeah, so we just see a little run just coming under the tail of Keris there. She's pushed straight back up next to Nikita. And then we see, looking back to Ashley Booker from Sorrento, still in that 3rd position. She's had a really good paddle, actually. These 2 girls from Triggs, it's not all over yet, as we just see Nikita pushing hard on that little wave. There is a wave coming. Let's see if Keris can do a little bit of work to hold on to it, and it might come down to another run like we saw in round 2.
Yeah, indeed. So Graham now just looks over his shoulder, right shoulder. She will pick up this wave. She'll get a little run in now. She pushes herself to the back of the board and gets a little run past here. But it will come down to the run, Truey. The 2 Trig girls are on the wave. I'll get you to bring them home. What will happen in third? So Nikita Freydenay up first. It looks like she's going to go 3 from 3 in the WA Surf League in the female board. Great run, and give her a big cheer. She looks over her right shoulder now. 3 from 3 from the little champ. Great performance too from Keris Graham. Nikita Freydenay takes out the women's board race. Looks pretty comfortable today. Good work from Keris Graham. Sorrento picking up some points from City of Perth. So City of Perth go 1 and 2. And Trig go 1 and 2. And nice work from Sorrento. Sorrento pushing hard today. Really good race. We're about to go to the men's surf race. We'll bring you an interview with Nikita in just a moment. This is a really good field. Matty Collis from City of Perth has won one of these. Kenton Mulvey from Trigg has won one of these as well. They look to be the two favourites. Both of these guys looking to pick up 2 out of 3. You can see Matt Collis on the southern side of the field in the City of Perth, the only guy out there in the pink top, and Kenton Mulvey in the middle with the Trigg. Good race here. This should be a beauty, Chewy.
Yeah, that's right. As I said, these guys are equal on points for that all-elusive free trip over to over east for the round 6 of the Ocean 6 series. So Matt on the left, Kelton a little bit further into the field, more to the right, and that blue board with the black tip for those watching at home. Don't forget live streaming. Make sure you share with your friends on Facebook if you've got 2 minutes. This is fantastic racing. Nice even start there.
Yeah, they're away. Ashley Nesbitt with a good start. Always a specky side as they get through the waves on the board. So Matthew Collis, Kenton Mulvey already starting to push through from Trigg Island Red in the middle there. Great start from Collis. He's had a ripper of a start. These guys train pretty hard in the afternoon in the sea breeze, don't they? That's a good sprint start from Collis, fresh from representing the Western Suns for the first time at the interstate competition. So Collis out in front in the pink top. Mulvey just dropping back ever so slightly, but nice start from Matthew Collis from City of Perth.
Yeah, we talk about in the board all the time where you'll see them sort of form a V on the way out, trying to swash on each other's rides. But at the moment, Matt Collis has just got this tactic, I think, where, again, as Simon has said in the past, so calm and relaxed on the beach, when it gets onto that line, something switches in his head and he turns into an absolute machine. We've seen him just absolutely sprint this start, and it's sort of from years gone back. It's what Andrew Moselle, one of the state's greatest board paddlers, what he used to do. He just used to blow that start away and say, if you can hold on to my wash, then you deserve to win this race. Matt Collis off to an early lead. I think he's looking a lot more and more like Andrew Moselle every day with his fantastic paddling skills.
All right, so it all comes down to the away zone. Matt Collis has got a fly, but he does have company now. This will come down to surf skis, true, as you said. So Matt Collis working super hard there, gets himself on a run. Nice little change of pace. Puts the big strokes in. He just settles in once again. So Matt Collis from the City of Perth, he's won one of these races. Kenton Mulvey pushing up on him now from Trigg Island Red. So a race in 2. It's going to come down to the wave zone as we come into it right now. Collis still working hard. He does have that change of pace if he needs to use it by the look of things, but he's got company there, Tree. Game on.
Yeah, Patrick Geely's just sitting in second spot at this stage as we see Matt just push onto that little wave. That might just about wrap this up, but look for second, third and fourth. Ethan Jackson coming into fourth, doing a really good paddle, just sitting on the wash there of Kelton. So still not a race over. Just have a look at this. That's Kelton there getting up to his feet. Matt Collis. Crowd, get behind these two guys. This is big points on the line. Matt Collis running to run this out to make it 2 from 3. This is going to be so close. Matt Collis, well done, around 3 and 1 winner. And then looking back to Kelton from Trigg Island. Super tight racing. Pretty exciting, Simon.
Oh, very exciting. And the boys shake hands. They're pretty spent on the finish line. Great racing from 2 of the really exciting prospects. Ethan Jackson from the City of Perth crosses the line now. Let's bring Nikita into camera if we can. Nikita, come in and have a chat to us if you will. So here's the winner of the female board race today. I reckon that's 3 from 3 from you. So how you feeling?
Oh, really good. I really wanted to get this last one, finish on the top for this season. So this season surf league at least. So yeah, really happy.
No, well done. Start a little bit slow, but that's I guess that's just waves and that surf. But really push through the middle of the course. You look like you're in pretty good nick at this time of the season.
Yeah, my starts aren't exactly my forte, so I think longer courses are better for me, and out the back is when I really put the pace in and try and make the most distance away from everyone else.
Well done. I know you ran this morning in the beach run, so you're keen to get some points for Trigg Island Red, your team. How are you feeling?
Yeah, definitely. It'd be great to finish out on the top for the last round of Surf League. City has beat us every time, and we really want to come out on top.
Good race in the boys there, wasn't it, between your bloke and Matt Collis from City of Perth? I heard you screaming and yelling in the background.
Yeah, definitely some tough racing. They're both really good, so it's great to have a bit of competition, and he nearly got there.
Well done. 3 out of 3. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Nikita Freydenay, 3 out of 3. True, we'll go down to the surf race. Well done to Trigg Island, and great racing in the men's board. That was about as good as it gets in the surf league format. Chewy, you love these events. We're in the water.
Yeah, so final of the open female surf race. Again, we spoke about the individual points. Sophie Lloyd on 17, Soraya Lee on 16. Whoever finishes higher it's either going to be a draw or they'll be heading over to the Carnival over East. So pretty tight field. Also like Ruby Warren from Trigg Island. Watch out for her. Soraya Lee we've mentioned. Lily Rossich from Mullaloo Way. Very good swimmer. And then we've got Romy Lola from City of Perth. Also a very good swimmer. Haven't seen her swim this year. She had a really good season last year.
Yeah, Soraya Lee was a standout in round 2, wasn't she, taking this event out? Soraya finished 4th in the first round and really picked up a game. You know, and I guess sometimes the athletes go through these after heavy training loads, but Soraya Lee pushed really hard. I think the most tired athletes we saw in round 2 were the female surf swimmers because it is a short format and the beach run was all important. So look for Soraya Lee, who looks like she might be out in front at the moment. You can see overhead shots from our drone, but this is the female surf race. Truey, you love these. We've got a great men's field coming up as well. Plenty of characters. Plenty of guys in there to talk about today as well. But we see the swimmers are now across the top of the apex here in the female surf swim. Just flat out today, Truey, isn't it? Pretty flat water, getting out to that can first. But it looks like we've got a race in 3 at this stage.
Yeah, so I'd say that is definitely Soraya out in the lead. Ruby Warren from Trigg Island, I think, in second. And then probably back to Sophie from City of Perth. So earlier on, I picked that the male surf race is going to be one of the highlight events today. Again, looking at the points, we've got 4 competitors within 6 points. Really, really tight racing. And again, such a quality field. Mark Dropolich from City of Perth, Jack Wilson from Mullaloo Way. He's a really good swimmer. Max Anderson-Loke took out round 1. Harry Hewitt third last round. And he took out the Cot to Swanee race yesterday, which is one of the most prestigious open water races on the short course calendar. Jake Smith, also from Trigg Island, and Ben Jones from Trigg Island. Watch out for those guys. Anyone can win this, and depending where you finish today, depends if you get the free ticket over East.
I thought Max Anderson-Loke was the standout of round 2. He finished 4th in the first round, wins the second round, and he sneaks through. He runs pretty well on the beach as well, so he ran well in the 1K beach. Really wholehearted competitor, very popular with the City of Perth guys. I like Max Anderson-Loke in this one. Ollie Brio in the field as well. Board, Ironman, and emerging talent. We go to the closing stages of the women's surf race. Soraya Lee looks like she might have sway at the top of the field for her club, but it's going to come down once again, Truey. She's got a couple of body lengths, I reckon, as she opens up a little bit of a gap there. Mate, you're the swim specialist. You've got to get through this swim zone. A little bit of a wave building there, but the beach run will be important once again.
Yeah, that's right. So they'll be just starting to look where they are in this field. Who's on my left? Who's on my right? How am I feeling? They'll know if they've got the legs. They'll be able to know that there's a little wave coming just under their feet now. Let's see how they go. Big kick, head down. Soraya just trying to work it. Not quite enough there. So she's got a little bit more work to do, starting to porpoise and duck dive over that bank. The sooner you get to their feet, the sooner you can start running. Yeah, you're going to pick up some points for her club, and she gets there's some nice dolphining work there too. So the other girls are just working through the wave. She dolphins right through that little gutter now. But this is a 4th place and a 1st place, and I reckon this is a win for her today. So nice work from her. I'll get you to bring them in, Truey. Nice work for her. She picks up some points as the men's open surf race gets underway. Soraya Lee takes out the female surf race today. Nice work. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic work there. Good use of the bank. As we see on the way out for the guys, they've just started their race. So Max Anderson-Loke used that bank better than anyone today. He's now got a 3-metre lead. Harry Hewitt was on his right-hand shoulder. He's gone straight to his feet. He knows where that power is going to come from, and he knows he's got to stay with Max Anderson-Loke. Round 2 winner and current points leader. Okay, we always say you're not going to win a race from running across the bank, but you can lose it. We saw Kira Albertson get a bad start in the ski, and that cost her that win. Now we've seen Max Anderson-Loke spin that around for a really good start, set himself up well. Becomes a bit of a habit winning in the WA Surf League, and Max really got some confidence, I reckon, in race 2 at Scarborough. And the big City of Perth bloke, he's a monster, and he's as Truey said, got a great start. He'll be going absolutely flat strap. We'll try and bring you a little interview with Soraya Lee in just a moment. As I say, picked up 4th in the first round at Northcott and picks up a win today. I might see if Truey can grab her in just a moment. You can see from our drone footage as the swimmers approach the can. These are short courses. All of these are short courses. Although I will say today the Sorrento course
does look slightly longer than some of the other ones we've seen. So just the 2 cans to get around. And Max Anderson-Loke from the City of Perth had a really good start. And those big shoulders taking him around the can early on. We see him now swimming with that little bit of that tailwind. He does have company, so someone right on his feet. Max ran really well in race 2 as well. Just as we see the guys come in, True, we might bring a Soraya Lee in now. Grant True has Soraya Lee 4th in the first round, I reckon. Picked up a win in the second round. Well done to Soraya.
Yeah, so today's champion in the female surf race. You must have been happy with round 2. How's round 3 treated you so far?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I had a pretty good start, which I was happy about, but I just tried to hold it the whole way around.
And the little bank, how did you go on the way out compared to the way in?
The way out actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I kind of just dolphined across it, but on the way in I didn't really get a little wave or anything to push me across. Just dolphined again. And
what's it like finishing a surf race with this run? Soft sand today at Sorrento. Must be absolutely burning at the end.
Yeah, I hate running, so the suit finish isn't my favourite thing.
Very good. Soraya Lee, round 2 and 3 winner. And from my calculations, probably taking out the points, and they covered a trip over East. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done, Soraya. Big smile on the face there, Truey, and lots of support from the gang as she finished. So Mullaloo super happy with that result there from Soraya. We've been watching her over the last few years, how we come through as a junior. If you're watching us at mybeach.com.au today or Surf Lifesaving Australia website, this is round 3 of the WA Surf League. Closing stages of the men's surf race. You can see that on the screen right now, and a really exciting race. So looks like Max Anderson-Loke is going to be in the mix again. He got a ripping start from the City of Perth. And we're coming to the bank now, Truey. Over to you.
Yeah, that's right. So close out there. We see the top 5 or 6 probably within about 3 or 4 metres. So Ben Jones and Jake Smith from Trigg Island, we've seen them have some good swims in the past. Max Anderson-Loke, I think, in about 2nd. Harry Hewitt just standing up there. Probably a little bit too early, but diving and just trying to get on that wave. Max Anderson-Loke, big tall guy, massive big legs getting across that bank. He's just pulled back maybe 2 or 3 metres.
Here we go.
Let's watch this. Fantastic run finish. Got to love these finishes at the Surf League.
Anderson-Loke does it again. Looks like he's just picked it up. So game on, Truey. Sprint right to the line here. Who will take it out?
Way too close for us to call. We're going to leave that to the officials. But wow, tough racing. Shows what these events mean for these guys.
Yeah, awesome. Well done. I reckon Trick might have taken it out. So I love the way he just sort of snuck up on us in race 2, didn't he, Max Anderson-Loke? We see Ollie Brio coming out of the water now for Secret Harbour. The boys are pretty spent. A bit like the women's race, Chewy. You heard Soraya Lee say she doesn't really like running, but they have to sprint today. And I reckon Trigg Island Red might have got the chocolates in that race there. Waiting on the official starters result. Max Anderson-Loke, I reckon, has conceded 2nd place. Truey's going to head down to the water's edge now, to the beach. And we're not far away from bringing you an interview of the winner of our men's surf race today. So straight through for finals today. I hope you're enjoying all of our coverage. If you are watching at home, beautiful day down here at Sorrento. You might be able to hear the wind in the microphones. The wind is out of the southeast today. And here at Sorrento Beach, that does knock up a bit of chop on the water today, particularly for the start and the finish. So all the big hitters being well represented today. Trigg Island Red, City of Perth Black, going for 3 out of 3. Slightly modified points format for today. That's some good racing already. All about your athletes getting across the line. We sent out a cheerio to all the age group managers, all the coaches, all the handlers who are here today. We understand that a lot of the gear is borrowed gear today because there's still a fair bit of kit over in Sydney from the interstate competition. So there's a few guys and girls racing with borrowed gear today. Well done once again to all the clubs that get these guys on the line. It is a team effort. 17 teams represented today, which is a record for the WA Surf League for this season. And shortly bring you our winner from our open surf race today in the men's. Truey's down on the beach with a start for our crews, our boat crews. They run through their heats today. Male and female boat crew finals about to get underway. Truey, great to have the boats as part of the format today.
Yeah, as usual, it's a really good addition to the Surf League. Everyone loved it last year, so obviously they're back. And we're going to go to the female final first. So Northcott, well represented again. 3 crews. We've got their B crew, then City Black, Northcott A, Northcott C, Mullaloo A, Scarborough Black in the final today, so good to see them rowing. And also Trig Island Green, I think for their first final appearance in the Surf League. So really good points there. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful how I commentate this race. My father-in-law's sweeping the Scarborough crew, so I've got to be nice if I want to keep the babysitting duties for free at this stage. So again, Scarborough's in there. For me, you can't go past the 2, Northcott A and B, and then the City Black crew.
We'll just get our camera in position down here on the beach. I'm here with the winner of the Open Surf Race, having a pretty good summer so far, Jake Smith from Trig Red. I can tell you, mate, at this stage, live on the road, that Trig Red are stolen a nice little lead at the top of the table in round 3. How are you feeling about that?
That's great to hear. It's good, great team effort. We've had some good performances throughout the day, so I'm stoked.
Mate, great swim. You got yourself into the lead after the halfway mark today with just with some great endurance, but Max Anderson-Loke, I don't know if you watch when you go home and watch it on replay, he really came at you across that bank. He's a big, tall bloke, and he wasn't dolphining. He was running across the bank there, so he came hard at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, well, definitely his skills, especially like entering and exiting the water, were phenomenal. A lot better than mine were. He caught me and overtook me like just coming out the water. Then when it came to the run, I thought I might have him, might not, and then just came down sprint finish, I guess.
Mate, where are you in terms of this season? Your training load and is there a bit more improvement in Jake Smith?
Oh yeah, I reckon there's a bit more to come. Just want to peak at States and get around it for the club and the lads. So I'm looking forward to the end of the season.
And we're going through the whole season with a beard, mate. That's got to save a millisecond per 50, hasn't it?
No, it's a good luck charm. This is staying.
Well done, Jake. Trig Island on the top of the table. Well raced today. Great sprint finish.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Jake Smith from Trig Island Red. Thank you, mate. Well done. Jake Smith, and that's a great performance from him. Truey, we are in readiness down there. He's pretty happy with that. Trig Island Red have got about a 7 or 8 point lead. Just to recap, first round, there's only 1 point between Trig and City of Perth. Trig have come to play today.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you mentioned, Dan had sort of mentioned that they do think about what everyone else is doing, but they also look to see where they need to improve their own strengths. Speaking of strengths for Northcott and City, the flags are on soon, so I know Simon will be up there calling that. I'll stay with my feet in the water down here watching the surf boats. Again, surf boats, double points. Everything's up on the line. Northcott ones to watch, both the crews in the middle. City of Perth off to the far left, and then we'll also look to Scarborough and Trig Island on the far right. So Mullaloo heading off onto the south, and then we're going to go straight into the male surf boats straight after this. So pretty exciting racing. It gets a little bit jam-packed in the middle of this program with the surf boats and the flags on at the same time. And I know soon we'll see Simon with the top 4 to 5 finalists for the beach flag. So Gab Murphy took out round 2. We'll see how she goes. She's back in there. Just choosing to do the flags today, not the sprint, so saving her legs, and surf boats soon to get underway. So Simon, over to you with those finalists.
Yeah, just a final call here for our finalists. So just looking around, no Tegan Mafascioni today. So after the rigours of the interstate trip, Tegan sitting out. So she's watching on and urging her Northcott teammates on. The big 3 in here today for the women's, for the beach flags. And that noise in the background is the nippers. Amazing, whenever kids go to the beach, they've got to scream. It's incredible. That's okay. We have Sydney Rafferty from Sorrento. We have Gav Murphy in the field. And this is a very strong field. They're getting their final instructions from our official Chris Murphy, and they're about to take the start. So, process of elimination for all of our runners, as you know, with beach flags. And early on in the piece, we see Sydney Rafferty and Gab Murphy right next to each other from Sorrento and from City of Perth. Plenty of talent in the field today, emerging and established. Slightly different look to the women's event today with Britt Hootengar just beach sprinting, and no Tegan Mafascioni. So wide open today for all of the sprinters. Nice little amphitheatre, nice little crowd down here today watching round 3 of the WA Surf League. For all of our spectators who are joining us, all the people watching at home. And today we're going national through the Surf Lifesaving Australia website as well. We encourage all of people, viewers at home and down here at the beach, to go to mybeach.com. Get yourself involved in the Healthway draw this year. We've got some great prizes you can pick up. Go and get yourself registered online to pick up those great prizes from Healthway and from SunSmart.
Yep.
Just waiting on one. We go back to, as we see Surf Lifesaving Helicopter Rescue Chopper go in overhead. Back to you on the beach, Grant True.
Yeah, so just waiting for a start in the A final for the surf boat for the ladies. Just getting these crews in a line. They've all got to be in a line. Not let us sneak out on the bank to try and get a bit of a head start. But again, tricky banks to start from here. Starter, his flag is up, gun is up as well. And we're going to see a really good, nice, clean start. So probably my pick is going to be the 2 Northcots and the City for the south of the field. So those watching at home, that's on the left of the screen. The drone's up, the helicopter's up, everything's happening down here. Clean start soon to start for the female surf boat A final. They've had a row. One of these crews has come through in the repechage, so they're going to be a little bit more tired. But again, you win your way through in the top 3, you get that advantage of a rest. So little tiny wave here. Simon, not far away. Might head back to you, and as soon as you hear that gun go, we're into the surf boats.
Sure, yeah. I'll get you to call out the bulk of that, because we're starting our heat. So we have our first 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 runners, I think, and 2 female heats of 9 to go through. So plenty of time before we get to our final. Back to you, Troy. You've got to start for the boat cruise.
Thank you, Simon. Nice clean start. Trig Island on the right, just getting into the boat now, as we expected. Northcott City and Northcott on the far left. They're the ones to watch. But have a look in the middle. At this stage, it's Mullaloo, Scarborough and Northcott C that are showing these top crews how it's done. So nice, clean, even start. Trig Island off to a really good start. They'll be looking for some points. We don't see them picking up a lot of points, but at this stage, dead even, except for maybe the City crew, who's one of the favourites. So long way to go, probably a third of the way out. And short course racing's pretty exciting. We'll see how they go at the Cairns.
Thank you, Troy. So one of the heats have gone through. And we can see Sydney Rafferty and Gab Murphy pretty happy with their work. A lot of juniors racing today, Troy. A lot of the youth sprinters. A couple of big names in this heat about to go through. Courtney Franz from Cottesloe in the Cottesloe gear. Raced really well on the home soil. Or it's certainly at Northcott. But so the second of the heats here. And the boys about to get underway as well. So always exciting, the beach flags. Nice big crowd down here today urging the runners on. A lot of these athletes working their way into form. We're in starters' hands here now, Troy.
So, Simon, just at the halfway mark as we are trying to pick them up in the turn. And it looks like it's Northcott C, probably the best. Scarborough, they're into second spot. And then we see Northcott A, Northcott B, and City of Perth just coming around those cans. So those crews on the left have caught up a bit. Not the cleanest of turn there from the City Black, so they've got a bit of work to do. Scarborough and Northcott, A and C, probably in the best position at this stage.
Thanks, Drew. We go through to the first of the men's heats here in the flags. And the boys getting themselves in position. Charlie Rigby from Sorrento picked up second in the beach sprint. He's in this heat. And the boys about to get to starters' hands. I think Courtney Franz with a pretty comfortable win in her heat. So experienced sprinters work their way through these, Drew, don't they? Just get their technique right, get settled, get the conditions right. And they're in starters' hands, first of the heats for the men's beach flags.
Simon, I will just jump in here. We're in the concluding stages, one of the closest surf boat races we've seen in Surf League so far. So Northcott B on the far left and a Scarborough Gold in the middle. They're doing the best so far. But have a look at the two Northcott crews, Northcott C and A, coming through. They're going to probably deny this City of Perth crew, who would normally be in the top three. They're going to be relegated back to 5th spot. So again, nice tight racing. Little wave in the middle there for Northcott A. Northcott B just working hard. I reckon it's probably going to be Northcott A who's had the best of the finishes here. It is a run finish. We've seen that make a big difference in other races. Northcott, they might go 1, 2, 3 with Scarborough and City of Perth taking out those final spots. So fantastic racing, super tight finishes, and a well done to these crews. I think that might be Northcott 1 and 2. And then maybe even Scarborough snuck into 3rd.
Thanks, Drew. Beautifully called. Tight racing. Well done to the boats. Great to have them as part of the WA Surf League. We go to the second of the heats now. So 2 of the big hitters in this one. The man who's taken out 3 from 3 in the beach sprints is alongside Tommy Knoll and the multiple state and Australian champion. And we'll just get this run through here as we... Second of the heats in starters' hands. All right, up and away. So nice strong start. Jacko Simons, Tommy Nolan gets through as well. I'm here with Tegan Maffascioni, the captain of the Western Suns. She's sitting out today. She's come back from a big trip over east, and she unfortunately had to go back at work this week. But Tegan, as one of the, I hesitate to call you a veteran, but I guess you are. How do you work your way through the heats here, where you still got plenty of running to do? What are you looking for to get through in the early stages?
Just to stay on your game, sort of really make sure you get out of your turn really well, spot that flag, but also try and conserve a bit of energy as you can, because there's a lot of turns coming up.
So we see the big Jacko Simons always seems really keen to get across the front of the field and let people see him. Some of the others keen to push through, but there is a bit of show, particularly in the boys, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. There's certainly a few athletes that sort of like crossing over a little bit more than others. But yeah, so long as you get a flag at the end of it, I suppose it doesn't really matter. And
as long as you do it legally as well. Now, how are you going as a spectator today, Tegan, sitting back and watching your competitors?
I'm really wishing I was lying down right now.
Oh, well done. Thanks for having the chat.
Thank you.
Tegan Maffascioni from Northcott. We are in starters' hands. Another heat of the women's event about to be run. Gabby Murphy up, looking strong. She's through. Sydney Rafferty to lots of young emerging sprinters in the women's race today. As racing, we see a lot of the young girls pushing through. Courtney Franz in this heat. Really big field here, True. A great racing from Northcott and from the boat crews today, True. If you feel the need to talk to our viewers at home as we head down to the start of our next event. All right, another start here, another heat of the women's beach flags here at Sorrento Beach. 17 teams in today, a record. And just probably 10 minutes ago, we had a live score that Trigg Island Red on top of the table. Franz up pretty early there. Great to see the nippers down here as well. We've had Phil Clayton taking the nippers through their paces, the multiple Australian and national Ironman. Phil Clayton's been over for the WA Surf League this year, taking the nippers through the different clinics. He reckons this format's fantastic. If you're watching this from an Eastern States surf club today, maybe you've been down to nippers already and you're back home watching this on your computer, on your tablet, on your screen. I hope you're enjoying the WA Surf League. We reckon this is pretty special. You guys should do it over there. Another heat of the boys' beach flags. Good to go.
So, Simon, just as those heats are making their way through, we've got the male A final coming up. So these are the big tough guys into the A final. Again, one of these crews has already had to row for a repechage. And we've got from south to north. So Secret Harbour, Scarborough again, Mullaloo, Northcott A, City B, Northcott B and City Red. I think the winners from here will come from the middle, again with Northcott A and City Black. Probably the top crews there that will be vying off. Secret Harbour, they had a really good row last round. so don't write them off. We've seen Josh Maurice do really well on the ski. I know their boaties are keen to make a good contribution to the points. Mullaloo have had a really good carnival in the last 2 rounds, and then we look back to the other city crew. They're just getting themselves organised in the boats. But again, Northcott, one of the powerhouse clubs in Australia in surf boats, they're going to be really hard to beat. I think they'll take out 1 and 2.
Thanks, Chewy. So I think Will Host has just snuck through there pretty well in that heat of the beach flags. The 2 big boys next to each other in lanes 5 and 6. Tommy Nolan, Northcott. Jacko Simons in 6. Jacko likes to dominate these heats. Into starters' hands. So Jacko and Tom Nolan side by side there. 2 really contrasting styles. Tommy almost horizontal as he takes off. Jacko all power. Mia Fraser's in this one of the young up-and-comers from the city of Perth. Gabby Murphy and Sydney Rafferty in this one as well. Heats continue to go through here. Chewy, I'll come back to you. In starters' hands, men boat crews.
Yeah, Scarborough's just putting some final touches to their rollocks. Got to get them right. It dictates the pitch and the balance of the oar, so they want to make sure it's right. You'll often see rowers have their own rollocks and oars that they've fine-tuned to what makes them comfortable, whether it's got a little bit of a longer pitch, a little bit of a steeper pitch, or a little bit more laid back, depending on their own personal preference. So the other crews, they'll just be resting. They'll be having their final chats out on that bank. As we see Scarborough, they're not far away now. So interesting fact here, the sweep of the Scarborough crew, Gary Hodgkins, he's actually won multiple Australian ski championships as a paddler. So he's turned his hand to sweeping, turned to the dark side, you might say, if you're a ski paddler. But he's one of WA's most successful sweeps, and he's going to be steering these boys well. So Scarborough, really good row last round. But again, I think Northcott A and B will be the ones to watch.
Yeah, thanks, True. We'll come back to you for the start, True. We're just wandering through the heats here. We've seen another women's heats go through. Gabby Murphy and Sydney Rafferty look very, very organised, True. You just spoke to Tegan Maffascioni, the gun sprinter from Northcott, and she's just explained getting the starts, getting the turns, getting the conditions. Back to you, True. In starters' hands, men's boat crew final.
Yeah, the flag's gone up. So for those watching from home or on the beach, that green flag means that the check starter is happy that they're all in a line. So looks pretty balanced from here. We're again looking from home in the drone. We've got the 2 Northcott crews. They'll be the powerhouse city. Black in the middle. We spoke to Steve, their sweep, before. This means a lot to that crew and the club. Chief starter here, as Nesbitt, just gun up. Means they're in the final stages and off to a very clean start. No waves as yet. We're going to see Northcott and the City Red crew just punching through one, but pretty even start. We saw a nice even start in the ladies, and I think this one is even more balanced. City Red on the far right and Northcott B, they've got the best of the starts.
Sure, I have to ask the question. North Cottesloe is so good nationally and state. In this particular event, what is it that makes North Cottesloe so strong? Is it a cultural thing? Is it an emphasis thing? Is it coaching? Why are Northcott so good in the boats?
Yeah, I think it all started maybe 15, 20 years ago, back when I was sort of just wrapping up my rowing experience. Probably can't call it a career, but experience. And they had a lot of riverboat rowing crews coming down to their club. In riverboats, you pick your crews based on times, on ergos, not necessarily what's traditional in the surf club, which is where you get 4 guys in a sweep together at the start of the year and you just stay together. Northcott, they would have, say, 12 really good rowers, and they might leave their selection till maybe 2 or 3 or maybe 2 months before the States and the Aussies. So that set a really good culture of it's all about the club first. That's made Northcott one of the strongest clubs in surf boats. Plus, you've got some fantastic sweeps. You've had the likes of Jack Ellis, Richard Meadmore, Dave Hunt, Craig Smith-Gander. Fantastic sweeps and doing really well for that club, holding the culture and training their crews hard. Saying that, we see Northcott 1 and 2 at the turn. exactly what we need. Good culture, and then looking back to City Red in third.
Thanks, Drew. Beautifully explained. Will Host looking good on the sand here, Chewy. So Will Host has charged through from Trig Island Red. So, of course, all eyes on the sand now. Jackson Simons in lane 2, Tommy Nolan in 5. We tend to talk about the favourites in the sprinting because they just force their way through all of the heats. In starters' hands here, Truey. And your boat crews are coming back into the wave zone right now, Truey. Simons and Nolan safely through. This is the big heat of the women's with Gabby Murphy.
So, Simon, I'm just going to jump in there. Northcott in the middle, absolutely sprinting here. Their rating is picked up probably by about 10 to 15% at a halfway. So they put a good lead in. City Red on the far side, getting a little run. They're going to challenge Northcott. We see City Black in the middle, probably sitting in third spot. Secret Harbour on the far left, just coming into third spot, equal with City. So City Red on the far side, they're pushing over this little tiny wave. They're giving Northcott in the middle a big run for their money. This may be the upset of the surf boats, not just today, but in the final, in the whole 3 rounds. So City Black on a little wave, City Red first to their feet, Northcott working this bank really well. Mullaloo coming over. Oh my God, this is the closest racing we've seen all year. Second, third, fourth and fifth, it's all up for grabs.
Yeah, nicely called, Truey. So I'll just get you to repeat that result if you can for people listening at home down here on the beach. There's a bit of noise up here in the beach flags. Just repeating that result, if you will, Truey.
Yeah, all I can see from here was so close. I think City Red were the first to raise their flag down there. And then it was basically a real close finish between Secret Harbour, Mullaloo, Northcott and City Black. So way too close for me to call. And we'll have to see if we can get some live results up soon.
Thanks, Drew. We're down to a heat of 5 here in the women's beach flags. Courtney Franz, one of the favourites from Cottesloe in lane 4, or in starters' hands here. Getting to the business end of the beach flags. Round 3 of the WA Surf League. And Franz takes a little bit of a slow start from Courtney Franz from Cottesloe, but just gets herself up and flying through the line there. So one of our favourites goes through. All right, so another heat here for the boys. The boys down to 6 here. 6 runners, 5 flags. Tom Kavanagh will host in this heat. In starters' hands. Yeah, so a fair bit going in the middle there. Tom Kavanagh just narrowly misses out, I reckon, from City of Perth. Gets the cuddle, bit of camaraderie. Will Host looking good in that particular heat. This is 5 boys, 4 flags in this one. If you haven't, this is the home turf for Jackson Simons here at Sorrento Beach. Has picked up the beach sprint already today. The rock star, all the nippers, all the locals love watching Jacko Simons do his thing. Watch the contrasting styles in here of Tommy Nolan and Jackson Simons as they rip through to the line. Truey, back down on the start line with you there.
Yeah,
so
if
you've got anything for us, Truey, just butt in.
Final boat cans removed. The swim, board and ski cans will be replaced very shortly, and we're going to have the youth Cameron, mixed Cameron, on very soon. So we've seen Trig Island take this out in the first 2 rounds. They'll be looking to go for the three-peat again, but they're going to have some tough challenges from not just Sorrento, but City of Perth. South, the Secret Harbour teams put together a fairly good composite group there. And then we've also got Mullaloo will have a really strong youth. They've got a number of strong nippers coming through, as I've already mentioned, Sorrento has. So a little bit of housekeeping going on down here. We're going to try and get the winning male boat crew. We saw the females last round, so we're going to try and get the males to have a bit of a chat with us soon.
Yeah, thanks, Tree. So the boys have just gone through, just everyone in awe here at the power of Jackson Simons, who looks really good in the early stages of the heats, but Tommy Nolan's right there as you would expect. Tommy Nolan is just up so quick, Tree. Just the incredible technique, incredible experience, the power of Jackson Simons, the technique of Tom Nolan. We now have the 2 heats merged in the women's as we start going through the eliminations. So we come out of the heats and go into the eliminations now. So the big 3 favourites in this one together is Courtney Fran, Sydney Rafferty, Gab Murphy, and one of the emerging up-and-comers, also from City of Perth, in Mia Fraser in there as well in 4. We are in starters' hands here. The women's heats have merged. We are on Sorrento Beach. This is round 3 of the WA Surf League. If you just joined us at home or at the beach, we're about halfway through the program today. The exciting conclusion. We'll bring you some live scores. You'll see results at the bottom of your screen. Starters' hands. Off and racing, the 2-power. Great start from Gabby Murphy. And Sydney Rafferty there as well. Courtney Franz goes through. Mia Fraser goes through from the City of Perth as well. Boys starting to merge now as well. So Grant True, Simon Beaumont, your commentators today. 17 teams from 10 different clubs, a record. Duking it out for series points, but all importantly, plenty of really strong preparation for state titles and the rest of the competitive summer to come. Great format, apart from the obvious here in the flags, all the straight through to finals for all our water events. We've already seen a three-peat from Jackson Simons today for the 3 events. In the beach sprint, we've also seen Nikita Freydenay going through with a three-peat as well. Good work from her. All right, the 2 sides of the men's draw merge now. So full complement on the sand here. To all people watching us at home, mybeach.com.au and Surf Life Saving Australia live stream, which started around about 9 o'clock Perth time here at Sorrento Beach. The wind still coming off the land, but a little bit of chop on the water. Off and racing, Jackson Simons in the middle. Great start from Tommy Nolan. Tommy Nolan's got company there, but he gets himself through. Tom Kavanagh having a laugh on the line next to Will Host. So Host, Kavanagh, Nolan, Simons are through. This is a really strong men's field today.
So Simon, these swimmers, so board paddlers just getting their final instructions for the youth mixed Cameron. So I've already mentioned, you know, the likes of Mullaloo, Trigg Island, Sorrento, Secret Harbour, probably one to watch as well. City of Perth, their black team is has done well. I think 2 seconds already. Trigg Island has dominated this in the past, and probably both their teams will be hard pressed to be beaten today. So board paddlers getting their final commands. They'll be tagging a runner who will tag a swimmer, who will then tag their final runner. So really good indication of the depth of a club in the youth area. And I know these young guys and girls, they love competing on the big stage in the WA Surf League. Live streamed around the world and being picked up by Surf Life Saving Australia today. So if you're sitting at home or you're sitting in the tent today, get on your phone and share this with your friends and family. Make sure they know what a wonderful event and the spectacular racing that we've got here and what's happening at Sorrento today.
All right, so another elimination final of the women's beach flags goes through. The cousins next to each other there, Taylor Rafferty and Sydney Rafferty. Gabby Murphy through comfortably. Sydney Rafferty looking really strong today. Great to watch the boys and the girls. They all have different preparations, different styles of getting themselves together. You see the meticulous start of Jacko Simons from Sorrento getting himself organised. Some of the guys down really early. The other guys spent a little bit more time on surface preparation, but good strong field here today in the men's. Will Host having a little look around. Tommy Nolan there, Jackson Simons, Tom Kavanagh. Approaching the business end of the flags. Big field. Back to you, Truey. We're back out on the water for another event.
Yeah, so off to a pretty good start there at Trigg Island, and looks like Cottesloe off to probably the best starts there for the mixed youth camera in the relay. So again, a board, paddler, a swimmer, and 2 runners. And I can tell you right now that the today's champion will come down to this race and the next race. So these are the only 2 races left to go. We've got the flags, obviously. But in the water, these next 2 relays will play a huge difference. Northcott A, they're on 76. They made a big comeback up the ladder after the boats, obviously. Trigg Island Red on 81, currently sitting in second. And City Black has jumped ahead a little bit from last day to 96. So 15 points. But when you look at what is online for these team events, 15 points can be swallowed up very, very quickly. And I know that Trigg have very strong youth and open Taplins and Camerons.
Yeah, nice summary, Truey. Thank you to the gang up in our broadcast area for the live results. You'll see the individual results on the bottom of the screen as well. mybeach.com.au and Surf Life Saving Australia website today. Another heat of the men's has gone through, Truey. Tommy Nolan looks incredibly sharp today on the start line. Jackson Simons looks dominant in the back half of all of the races with that power. So really good racing. Will Host just snuck one through there as well, but the contrasting styles. We are in starters' hands now. The women's race with both in starters' hands. Right, up. Nice start from Taylor Rafferty there. Taylor Rafferty gets herself up early and gets herself a flag. Sydney Rafferty in the middle of the field, the 2 cousins. Gab Murphy just going about her work, having picked up a number of these titles through the course of the WA Surf League. Drew, just about to see a changeover down here on the beach in this team's event.
Yeah, pretty tight racing there. City of Perth, Black, Sorrento A, Cottesloe, Trigg Island, second team from Trigg Island. Super tight racing. Have a look at these guys go. They know what these events mean for the points, and they're putting everything on the line. Handing over to the swimmers. We're looking forward to a really good finish at the end of this race. So again, a couple of ladies leading them out, 3 ladies, and then the 2 boys from Triggs. They'll be looking to try and eat up that lead. But at this stage, amazingly close racing. City, Sorrento, Trigg, and Cottesloe. Tight racing down here, Simon.
Yeah, sure looks good. They look pretty quick across the sand, True. I'd love to see you in the doing the run in the interchange between the 2 teams. That'll be a pretty good sight for everyone, I would have thought. We go to Grant True on the mic with Simon Beaumont. We go to the men's elimination continues here at the beach flags. Hope you're enjoying this, folks. Nice little crowd down here at Sorrento. And sometimes it's hard to keep the toddlers off the course. That's all part of it. In starters' hands. Tom Nolan up super quick again. He is absolutely flying out of the box. Tom Nolan looks super sharp today. Fastest on the sand out of the blocks, Tommy Nolan from Northcott. Will Host starting really well too. And Jacko Simon's just doing his thing in the middle. Tom Nolan looking super sharp. We come back to another heat of the women's. So Mia Fraser from City Red. Sydney Rafferty in the field, Taylor Rafferty. And on the ocean side, Gabby Murphy from the City of Perth. Courtney Franz in the middle in 3 from Cottesloe. You're seeing vision from out on the water and here on the sand. Round 3 of the WA Surf League. Each of these are standalone events. We've been racing at Northcote in their centenary year. We've been at Scarborough. But each of these events are standalone, but there are some series points up for grabs today.
Yeah, so Simon Sorrento have just taken the lead here in the youth Cameron, City of Perth, I think, in about second. Then we've seen the fast finishing cruise there from Trig Island. So Trig Island coming into third. I think by the time they get halfway in, that young fella might probably be in the lead. So a lot of work to do yet. These ladies aren't handing over this lead without a fight. And again, we've mentioned the points. Double points for the team events, as in the boats, and in the Camerons for the open and the youth Cameron. So massive amounts of points. And this is going to come down to not just these water events, but the flag events. And again, Sorrento, clean pair of heels at this stage. But have a look at the trick coming. Both their teams coming hard into third and fourth at this stage.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Nice work. So another heat of the women's goes through. Nice little bit of body contact in the middle of that one between Courtney Franz and Sydney Rafferty. So starting to get serious now. The two girls come into contact with each other, but all good, all legit. Down to 6 here, Grant Shrew in the men's beach flags. And the big hitters have come to play. Nolan, Host, Simons in this one.
So yeah, Sorrento still doing really well here in the youth, Cameron. Probably Trig Island maybe about 3 or 4 metres back. Again, we've seen in other rounds it comes down to this final bank. Where does the runner stand? Do they go out on the bank? Do they let the runner, the swimmer, do that final bit of work across the bank and then hand over? How tall are your runners? If you've only got a short runner, you don't want to send them out onto the bank, so you might leave them on the shore. Or lots of tactics still to play. Sorrento, Trig Island, City of Perth. It's not over yet.
Fair bit happening with the boys today. Charlie Rigby has just gone out from Sorrento. Charlie in a big dive for the one flag. We have one flag left in the middle. Will Host with some fancy footwork. Already dived and gets himself back and gets that final flag. So good day. Great to see Charlie Rigby back racing today, the 19-year-old from Sorrento. He's got the cap off now, so his day is done in the flags. A little bit of good fortune from Will Host, but a good bit of awareness as well. I know the locals love Charlie Rigby. Great to see him back racing today, the 19-year-old. Picked up second in the beach sprint. Just about got there on Jacko Simons. 5 girls for 4 flags here in the beach flags. Here we go. Oh, so once again, Sydney Rafferty and Courtney Franz come into contact. Franz has to go across the top of the field to try and get a flag, but unsuccessful, the big hitter from Cottesloe. So Courtney Franz goes out. She gives Sydney Rafferty a bit of acknowledgement as she goes through, but nice running from Courtney Franz. She has had to rip across the top of the course today to try and pick up that final flag. Just knocked out of contention, probably surprisingly, but she did. Sydney Rafferty running a really, really good set of heats today. The girl from Sorrento. So 2 green hats still in the final 4. The Rafferty girls, the cousins, make their way through. Courtney Franz bows out, but a good set from her. All right. 5 boys, 4 flags. Here we go. Two Northcote boys in here, Tom Hodgkin, thank you Tegan, and Will Host. At the top on the eastern side of the course, Jackson Simons, Tom Nolan. Will Hodgkin. Dylan Panizza from Bunbury in there too. So down to 5 in starters' hands here. Men's beach flags. Nolan up quickly. Look at the speed of Tommy Nolan today. He is absolutely on today. And Will Host has done it again, folks. Will Host has done it again. How about... He's just sitting up and having a look, the big guy from Trig Red. So 2 run-throughs in a row. Will has snuck that final flag. He thinks that's pretty funny. I'm not sure his other competitors do. But Dylan Panizza from Bunbury. Well done, mate. Good running through today from Powerhouse from Bunbury. Great to see the Bunbury guys here today. So we go down to 4 now in the boys. We go down to 4 now in the girls. So Will Host sneaks through. Nolan, Simons, Hodgkin in the boys. 4 girls here. Murphy, Rafferty.
Okay, Simon, back on the mic. Quick battery change, and we're going to be heading down to the open taplin soon. So mixed taplin again, board, ski, swim, and a runner. We saw Sorrento, Trig Island, and City of Perth. Top 3. In
Murphy, Rafferty, and Rafferty going for the middle 3, and Sarah Ash from Freo just bows out. But big hand for the emerging junior there. Big hand for the Freo athlete getting through with the big 3. So we're down to 3. My start list is Sarah Ash from Freo. Well done, Sarah. I think it's Sarah. There's a call up here. It might be Sienna. Either way, the Freo girl bows out narrowly. All right, down to 4. 4 blokes, 3 flags. Tommy Nolan, top of the course. Jackson Simons. Tom Hodgkin from Northcott, and Will Host, who is using all of his beach flag cunning sand skills today. We go down the final 4 of 3. Enjoy this, folks. These are the big guys of the sand. Tommy Nolan in ripping start form today. Clearly up first in all of his heats. Four ripper runners here. Here we go, in starters' hands. Nolan, Simons, Hodgkin and Host. Here we go. All right, so Hodgkin goes out. So Will Host really wound up on that one, and he celebrates with his Trig teammates. He got himself organised there after a couple of little sneaky ones. He's come through beautifully there. Grant True rejoins us. So Hodgkin for Northcott goes out, goes the high 5s. The big 3 go through. Host, Nolan, and Jackson Simons. Nolan starting unbelievably well today. Looks sensational. All right, the 2 Rafferty girls. So Taylor Rafferty, Sydney Rafferty in the middle, and Gabby Murphy from the City of Perth in the middle. A lot of excitement. 3 runners, 2 flags. Drew, this is as good as it gets. The top 3, Courtney Franz bowing out perhaps unexpectedly. Taylor Rafferty, cousins with Sydney. No love lost, I don't reckon. And Sydney Rafferty's been a really strong physical presence in the middle of all the fields today, just not scared to mix it. And we go into starters' hands. Get behind the girls. All right, Gabby Murphy, Sydney Rafferty goes the charge. And Sydney Rafferty just super strong in the middle of the field. Gets the big cuddle from Taylor Rafferty, the cousin. How about that, Truey? Truey's just joined us beachside. Sydney Rafferty has just muscled her way through the middle of every single field today, Truey. And folks, we have Will Host, Sydney. For Will Host, we have Tom Nolan and Jackson Simons in this field. All 3 very different blokes. Will snuck a couple through today. Snuck a couple through, but had a ripping last run through. Tommy Nolan just absolutely flying out of the starts, and then you've got the competitor himself, the beast of the beach. Boys, good to go. This should be really something, folks. Enjoy this. 3 for 2.
Yeah, it's almost similar to the girls where we see Gab Murphy getting a really good start and then Sydney using her power and a little bit more distance speed to come through. We see the same between Tommy and Jackson at this stage. You know, they're two different races and makes for some fantastic viewing. Open Tapler not far away. I'm going to go and see who's on the line, and good luck with the rest of the finals.
Yeah, thank you, Chewy. So mybeach.com.au, everyone watching at home. We're down to 3 in the boys. Will host from Trig. Tommy Nolan, Northcott. And on his home turf, Jackson Simons in getting their final instructions. Get behind these boys. This should be a beauty. Nolan up. He's flying. Nolan gets there. Will host goes out. How about that, folks? How good is this? How good is this today? This is absolutely game on today. Tommy Nolan is flying out of the blocks. Jackson Simons turns in on the field and then goes left. All legitimate, of course. Well done to Will Host. Big hand for the boy from Trig Red. He was sensational today. Well done, Will. He goes out. Cap comes off. Good running, mate. Very entertaining. We're down to 2. Here again, contrasting styles. We've got from the City of Perth, Gabby Murphy, the gun. We've got Sydney Rafferty, just been so good throughout the WA Surf League. Down to 2, folks. Get behind the girls. Down to 1. This is it. Here we go. Off and racing. Gabby Murphy gets up. Sydney Rafferty with a little bit of a late start. Well done, Gab. A technically perfect run to the flag there. Good camaraderie between Rafferty and Murphy there. Well done, Gab. Just had the perfect finish there. Sid Rafferty's been racing so well. Get a lot of support here from her teammates. And just couldn't quite get there in the end. She's been so strong right through today in the middle of the field, just using all that muscle, all that strength. But in the end, a dominant final from Gabby Murphy from City of Perth. Picks up some points for City of Perth Black as they look to go to 3-peat in the WA Surf League. Here we go, folks. Let's hear it for the boys. Jackson Simons, Tom Nolan on the line. The two superstars of surf sprinting here in Western Australia. The technician versus the power. Sorrento's the call from the Nippers. As good as it gets here, WA Surf League. This is what we came for. The two big boys. Nolan, North Cottesloe, Jackson Simons, Sorrento Surf Club on his home sand. Whistle goes. Good start from Jackson Simons. Oh, the crowd's gone absolutely berserk. The locals love it. Tom Nolan in unbelievably ripping form. Jackson Simons saves his best start for the final run through. Jacko saves his best start for the final run through. Great running. Give a big hand for the boys here on the beach. Well done, Tommy Nolan. What a show it was. What an exhibition the boys put on today. Jacko will once again go into rock star mode here on his home beach. Well done to all the Sorrento Nippers today. You guys were fantastic. To all the coaches And the age group manager. Great to have you here today, kids. True, just before we go back down to you on the beach, I'm just going to grab Gabby Murphy and Jacko if I can. I might grab Tom Nolan as well. Tom, just come in. I know you're a reluctant star of the sand. Great starts today, mate. I've heard from the pundits on the side, the analysts, that you are in good nick at the moment. You've got some good form, hey?
Yeah, and it's the time of the year you actually want to be hitting your straps and coming through, so pretty pleased.
The final one, he finally got a good start, didn't he? Because your starts have been unreal.
It's not like he's been getting bad starts at any stage, but that was an absolute ripper of a start by Jackson. And given his speed, if you're not ahead at the beginning, it's going to be really tough to be able to work your way back into that contest.
Always good to watch you, mate. It's a great show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thomas and Nolan from North Cottesloe. Gab, so a little bit like your final, where you just got up and had a nice dream run. But Sydney Rafferty having to do a fair bit of muscly work in the middle right through, but you got the job done.
Yeah, great competition, and Sydney said she's not a flagger, but she's pretty bloody good. But no, I felt really strong today, which is good.
Well done. You got some points for the club too. Important, hey?
Yep. Go City Black.
Well done. They're going for the 3-peat. Thanks, Gab. And Jacko, mate, all the nippers here, they love you.
Yeah, I know. It's good they come down, and it was good that we all got to put a bit of a show on today with Sid's getting second, Taylor's getting third, and Charlie Ribby getting a fifth or sixth. So, no, it was really good to get some good results for the A and B team and get us some points up that.
Sorry, mate, just to cut you off there. Any advantage on the home stand apart from the obvious love and adoration of the crowd?
Oh, I definitely wouldn't say there's an advantage at all. It's pretty even, and Tommy's a great competitor, and so was Hosty, Tom Hodgkin, and Charlie and Matty Lloyd. So it was a ripper field, and it was good to put a show on for everyone. Yeah,
it was, mate. It was fantastic to watch today. Well done. And let's see how Serena go. I reckon Serena picking up a few points today. Good on you.
Yeah, no, it should be good.
Thank you, Jackson Simons, the winner. What about that, folks? Big hands for Jacko. He's a rock star here, Truey. They love him. And Gab Murphy as well, just the ultimate in professional sprinting today. Corporate sprinting at its best from Gab Murphy today. And Charlie Rigby back on the sand for Sorrento as well. Enjoyed that, Truey. We go back down to the water with you right now.
Yeah, that's some fantastic beach flags. And again, we've seen that battle all year, and that's what Surf League's all about. Speaking of what Surf League is all about today, it's about Matt Collis and his board paddling prowess. We saw him dominate in the individual board. Now he's heading off the open Taplin with a fantastic paddle for City. So Scarborough back to Ben Jones, I think, in second place, Sorrento, and then the two Trig Island teams. So Matt Collis, fantastic board there. Opened up a big lead. Going to be handing over to Max Anderson-Loke, who got second in the swim.
Yeah, so Collis going around now, as you say. So got to love the way Max Anderson-Loke goes about his business, don't you, Truey? What a showman he is.
Yeah, he's not only a good swimmer, but just that way that he worked that bank there was really fantastic. He kept his feet. As soon as you drop your feet or hit the water, it's all over from a wading perspective. He maintained his height, maintained his length and his wade, and was able to probably run further than I've seen anyone today. On the contrast, we see that the other swimmers, they're already dolphining and porpoising while Max was still running. Big lead there. It's going to be really hard to knock this team off.
There's a Noel hands over for Northcott as well. So, yeah, great lead. I love the way Max Anderson-Loke goes about his business, True. He's such a great competitor, isn't he? And he had a blinder there today, him and Collis. So, be pretty hard to stop from there, you would think. But all these points count. As you say, these team relay points do count for
Yeah, that's right. So the
today.
Taplin and the Cameron double points, so really important on how the final ladder's going to finish up. But you're right about Max, and he's one of those swimmers, he likes to swim from the front of the pack. He's not keen, like other swimmers are, to be sitting in the middle of the pack and getting belted and taking swimmers on. He loves to be out the front, he loves to be leading, and he's got nice clean water at this stage, and it's going to be hard work for any of these paddlers. Maybe Jack can come back from Triggs, but at this stage it's Max Anderson-Loke, probably with a 20 to 30 metre lead.
Just the wind dropped ever so slightly down here at Sorrento Beach. If you are watching our drone footage and our fixed camera footage, hope you're enjoying all the sights and sounds of round 3. This is the second summer we've had the WA Surf League, incredibly successful. You can see all the tents behind us here, all getting right into it. Seen some new faces down on the beach today, Truey, and some old faces as well. And good to see the clubs getting behind this format and this concept, in particular the big clubs. Look at that lead the City of Perth have out there in this team event right now. He, as you say, loves the front run, doesn't he? Has dropped off a little bit the wind there, so Chewy, so that's just a flat-out time trial for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other interesting thing about this race, it is a mixed event. So the City Black crew currently in the lead, they use their fastest board paddler and fastest swimmer, both happen to be males. They've used them already. So they've got Kira, already a fantastic ski paddler, but Trig Island made the move to use one of, I think, Nikita in the board, which means they've got Dan Humble chasing down Kira. So this is going to be a really good race. It's not over yet. We see Max with still about a 30-metre lead. That'll probably double when he runs up. And then she's got the race of her life here to try and hold off one of the fastest, if not the fastest paddler in Australia at this stage.
Yeah, well done. So Nikita and Keris Graham, as they often find themselves, are handing over together to Trig Island in this instance. So nice lead from City of Perth. And he had a breakout race round 2, didn't he, Max? We saw him win the surf race. We saw him finish second today in the surf race, just narrowly beaten on the sand by Jake Smith. But he's loving this being out in front. He's so strong and just can control things from there. But as Truey said, we got the best ski paddle, 2 best male and female ski paddlers in the business about to hit the water. And come on, Dan, is the call from down here on the beach. So you can see Dan Hummel down there in ready to see Kira Albertson from the City of Perth. As Max Anderson comes into the wave zone. How's he looking, Truey?
Yeah, look, he's looking really good, nice and strong. I mean, he's going to stand up first. But these 2 swimmers from Trig Island, it was still a fairly good lead at the cans. They've absolutely burnt this lead, and it's back to about 10 to 15 metres. This race is definitely on. Kira Albertson, paddle of a life coming up.
All right, so City of Perth, and once again, Max, he just powers through that water with a big stride, those big long legs. He looks over his right shoulder now. Once again, his transition through the shallow water was unbelievable. So City of Perth go in. He'll hand over to Kira Albertson, winner of the female ski in rounds 1 and 2. She's got to get herself through this little bit of a white water here. But Jake Smith with a nice swim as well. So Jake Smith hands over to Dan Humble. Game on.
Yeah, Jake Smith and Ben Jones, unbelievable swim. And what about a way to finish this round 3 off? We know points are tight at the top. We know this is a double points. Max and Matt set up this City crew for a really good race. I don't know if that lead is going to be able to be held by Kira.
Look at him go.
Dan Humble and Devon absolutely smashing this. This is a great race.
Yeah, sure is. Well called, True. You picked it. Kira Albertson hanging on for all her life. Look at Dan Humble go, folks. Look at Dan Humble go after points for his club out there. He is so strong off the beach. He went in together, those 2 boys. Look at Dan Humble. He is absolutely motoring. Grant True, our specialist surf analyst, has picked it. Kira Albertson, she'll be redlining out there as well to try and hang on. But Dan Humble about to pull up alongside Kira. That is a great couple of 100 metres from the big guy from Trig.
Yeah, that's right. He had a fantastic interstate. So I think he got 3rd in the ski. He teamed up with Devon in the ski relay. So one of the younger paddlers. And I think they might have even taken that out. So Kira doing really well. What she's doing, which is smart here, she's sitting on Dan's wash for as long as she can, trying to hold on. She knows that she's probably got 2nd or 3rd wrapped up. Devon's probably going to come past on the way in. Really good, great team. And look at these, Trig Island, City of Perth.
Now watch Trig. This is where Dan Humble, this is the specialty area of Dan Humble. He come around that final can, the acceleration, that ability to change pace, just to find another 100 kilowatts or so. That power of Dan Humble, he has been magnificent all 3 rounds of the WA Surf League this year. He has flown out to that first can, got himself past Kira. She finds herself in company with the boys, but that is a magnificent bit of ski paddling from Dan Humble. He finds himself getting these little runs now, not over yet from the Trig guys, but what a performance from Trig, and as you say, strategic. They've worked it out beautifully with Keris and Nikita on the board, but Dan Humble gets himself into that run now. You call them home, Truey. This has been a great race from Trig.
Yeah, really good race. And Nikita, I think, led them off in the board, held her own. Matt Collis took out that board. But then we saw Max Anderson, and the 2 swimmers from Trig. These guys have paddled well, but this win is set up by those 2 swimmers, by Jake and Benjamin. So Dan Humble just standing up, handing over to one of the runners, and then we're going to see Devon and then Kira Albertson.
Great work from Trig.
1, 2, and 3.
Fantastic work from Trig. What about Dan Humble, folks? And how excited are they down there? Keris Graham and Nikita. So Trig go 1, 2 in the relay. Well done, Trig. Great performance, great strategic work. Means a bit to these guys. Kira Albertson comes in now. Brave paddle from her. And she hands over to Brittany Hootengar, who looks magnificent on the sand, as she always does. And well done, Britt. Well done, Kira Albertson, hanging on to third beautifully there. Good racing, Truey.
Yeah, good racing for third and fourth here. Bit of pride on the line between Northcott A and B. And I'm not sure which is which, but really good racing. Those paddlers did well, came in together. The two swimmers in Charlie and Harry did really well. And Northcott taking out fourth and fifth in the open mixed taplin. So that's the last of the points events for today. We might get a points update soon, hopefully. But just left to go now is the last couple of competitors in. Sorrento doing really well. Motherloo, I thought they might have been up a little bit higher, but they've come home into 8th position. And great to see Scarborough now coming in. Had a really good board paddle and then handed over to their swimmers. So really great racing. We'll see if we can get some points later on.
Yeah, it was. I hope you enjoyed the WA Surf League. A little change in the format today with the Ironman races in the middle, as we see a lot of the beach sprinters, so Sydney Rafferty and the like, running home very strongly. Some great personalities on the show today. Jackson Simon's a standout today for mine. Max Anderson local, so always there, isn't he? Always specky. Nikita Freydenay's gone 3 from 3, Truey, and in the 3 rounds. Dan Humble's gone 3 from 3. We'll wait to see if City of Perth have been able to go the whole series as 3 from 3. But also a lot of strong performances from, it was great to see a couple of the Bunbury guys here today. Peniza in the beach flags, and also the Secret Harbour guys headed up by Ollie Brio, who's been really impressive. Fremantle just finishing now as well. Great to see Freo up and about on the sand today. Little bit of a change, I suppose, Truey, as we've seen the interstates on last week. We're going into state competition now, and this has been an ideal hit out, hasn't it, when you look back on the 3 rounds of the WA Surf League for all of our racers and our coaches and our managers.
Yeah, that's right. So some of these competitors over the last probably 4 weeks, they've had tough racing every weekend. We spoke to Asa before, and she mentioned that she'd actually raced hard Saturdays and Sundays, which you don't get that experience until you get to the States here, and sometimes you've only got a couple of races. It's a really great preparation, having interstate, freshwater, Manly this weekend, and then for those that are lucky enough to head to round 6 of the big league, the Ocean League, Ocean 6, and then on to the States and Aussies. It's a fantastic setup for the competitors, and what a great showcase for surf lifesaving in WA.
Just I might ask you about the upset in the boat cruise today, in the men's boat cruise. So the Northcott's so strong in the women's, as always, but a bit of an upset today. So we see the flag being hoisted by another club. First time it's happened for a while.
Yeah, that's right. So the City Red crew, they've been up and about in the A's areas for a while. Done really well in the last few years, but obviously Northcott have always dominated that event. We saw them actually take out round 1, but were disqualified on the finish line. So they didn't have such a good row last round. They really wanted this win. And look, it set it up for a great States and Aussies with someone maybe being able to take the mantle off Northcott.
Yeah, well done, Grant Shrew down here with his expert analysis. He picked the result of that mixed taplin relay today like a champion. Well done, boss. Well done. I should say, folks, if you go to the website, thanks to SunSmart and to Healthway, we have a major prize which you can be part of, a fiberglass hardball, a Rashi, a SunSmart pack as well, and some sunscreen. So thanks to SunSmart and thanks to Healthway. Go to the website and be registered. That's drawn in March, Truey, so we'd encourage you to be there. To all of the people of Sorrento who've come down to have a look today, great support from the Nippers and the locals for Jackson Simons and Sid Rafferty in the sprints. Thanks to all the age group managers for bringing them down today and for the Sorrento Surf Club for hosting us in round 3. It's been a ripper summer of racing. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we go to presentations, Truey, we'll see lots of footage from today and some results and some highlights. And Truey's just over there with the North Cottesloe crew. This is what the WA Surf League is all about, Truey.
Yeah, that's right. We've got the Northcott team here. That might be a composite of the A, B and C teams. This event means so much to this club. 3 teams in every round. Their boats and swimmers and runners do really perform well. I think they're sitting about 3rd at this stage on points. Don't forget, they won the inaugural round 1 in the first season of the Surf League. So only them and City of Perth at this stage have actually won one of the rounds. We're going to see very soon if Trig Island have managed to knock off City for round 3 in the second round.
Yeah, well done to Northcott, and they're in their 100th year as well. So nice celebration on the beach from the North Cottesloe guys. They are in their centenary year, and they're pretty stoked with their performance today in the WA Surf League. I'm Simon Beaumont. Grant True has been our co-commentator today. That is the final points race of today. I hope you enjoyed it. We are heading up to the Sorrento Surf Club for a convivial cold drink or two to go through the point score as well. We will leave you with some of the highlights of today on the screen and some footage of what is a beautiful day down here at Sorrento Beach. We'll be back with the presentations up in the Sorrento Surf Club in just a moment. We'll look at the series that has been, and we'll look at today's racing as well. Enjoy the sights and sounds of Sorrento Beach. This is leg 3 of the WA Surf League. If you are watching us, it's at mybeach.com.au. We have our Ironman races about to go through. These are not for points today, but they are for important selection results, as you heard Truey say. So selections for Ocean 6, and for the selectors to keep an eye on who's doing what. The points race has concluded. We'll bring you the results of all that. You'll have some results on the bottom of your screen if you're watching at home, and you'll also be able to watch the Ironman races, Ironman and Iron Woman, here from Sorrento as they go through these races. Just to repeat, are not for points, but important for the selectors to keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm told that during the all-comers Ironman and Iron Women, we will do the official presentation. So we're not going to announce those results yet. So we've got the I think the novelty checks and the trophies down here on the beach. So Simon, you'll be doing those very soon. So we'll need the representatives from the clubs to please make their way towards the blue finishing arch. During this race, we'll be making the presentations. Okay, so we're going to wrap that kind of all up. The Surf League today, round 3 is all finished. We've got the official presentations on within about 3 to 4 minutes. So a representative from the clubs, if you can be up here, that'd be great. We're going to go straight into the presentations on the beach. And then don't forget, there are some hamburgers up for sale at the Surf Club. And we're going to wrap up round 3. So, Simon, I think today my highlights were probably those 2 swimmers. Jake Smith took out the swim, an amazing swim in that Taplin to bring that club home into a win.
Yeah, well, they were. Troy and I are standing at the finish arch, the SunSmart finish arch here as we get ready for our presentations. I know the vision that people are seeing at home from my beach and Surf Lifesaving Australia, some of the highlights and some of the results. And you may already know the results. We don't know them yet. I think Troy's got them in the sealed envelope just there, so we'll get to them in just a moment. I was up on the sand, so I got to see Jackson Simons win the beach sprint and the flags today. And with his home support behind him, that was pretty specky. I do like, as I say, I love the swim race between Smith and Maxie from the city of Perth, Maxie Anderson-Loke today, but Nikita Freydenay picking up 3. Dan Humble, hard to go past him, anchors his team to a big win in the Taplin relay, in the mixed Taplin relay, but also pretty awesome in the ski as well. So he went 3 from 3 as well. So while we do talk about the highlights of the season and we do talk about the elite performances of a lot of our surf competitors, there's a lot to like about some little cameos from different people on during the 3 races today. Ben Jones winning the last 2 1K beach run, Ben Johnson from Scarborough, picking up some points from Scarborough. And I love the way he goes about it because he wants to get some points for his club as well. So great to see Scarborough on the sand and well represented here today. So probably my standout today was Simons through the course of the summer. Hard to go past him because he's a rock star, he swaggers, he shows off in front of the other competitors, he shows off in front of the crowds. But as we saw today, the kids and the rank and file at Sorrento and in Surf Lifesaving WA really love Jackson Simons. So well done, Jacko, and to Tommy Nolan for putting on a show. In the girls sprinting today, Sydney Rafferty showed the potential she's got. No Tegan Mafscioni in the field today because she's been with her commitments. But Gabby Murphy was unreal from City Perth today as well.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I think Matt Collis, the 2 from 3 in the board, and not just the fact that he won, but the way that he really controlled that race. The other thing that I think that's been great about this year has been the Southwest team in Secret Harbour. We saw Mullaloo, Sorrento, 2 teams from Scarborough today. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's something that other clubs should look to. We saw Swanbourne have a team in round 1. That's amazing. That club's not known for its competitors, but they all got behind. They begged, borrowed, and stealed some equipment, and had a pretty good result in the end, taking out their first race ever in the Surf League in the 1K team. So I think this event is growing. It has got a lot of national interest, and I know that that we can get more and more people watching it by the live streaming and replays. I think next year's Surf League, I'm really looking forward to it. I hope I'm able to be involved because that has been fantastic. And again, the results have been amazing, but the club spirit and the way that the competitors all really do get in and root for each other is amazing.
Yeah, it sure is. I might just get our camera guy here, Tree, to show this has been another one of the initiatives and the highlights. We'll just get our camera boys to pan back down here. One of the innovations and the changes this year has been to have all the surf clubs next to each other and to have them spread out on the beach right close to the action. The 1K beach run takes part around these tents, so it's been a great effort from the competition organisers at Surf Lifesaving here in WA to have this really closed format today. We've seen the 3 races, Trui. We've been at North Cottesloe as part of their centenary year, very exciting. We went to Scarborough and we finish up today. And it's appropriate as we finish that the wind picks up and the sea breeze comes in down here at Sorrento. We're not far away from our presentation, so we'll have our presentations down here on the beach. Who will it be? Will it be Trig Island? Will it be City of Perth with a clean sweep for the series? Or will we see Northcott sneak into contention today as well? Shuri, I hope you can come back next year. You spotted that beautifully today with Dan Humble running rampant through the end of the field. Your analysis has been appreciated, and I reckon if I was writing the checks, I'd make sure you had a job next year, but I'm not, so I can't give you any guarantees.
No, that's all good. And again, also a big thank you not only to the team managers, but the officials. Everyone's down here putting their best effort in. I know that some of the staff and the volunteers, they're down here from yesterday afternoon setting all the gear up. We've got State President Craig Smith-Gander here, looking forward to doing the presentations, and I reckon in about 15 seconds you'll be able to make the announcements and hand over the cheques.
Thanks, Troy. I've just found out the presentations are not being made up in the club rooms.
No, so always hard to drag Craig away from the freezing cold convivial atmosphere up there. So well done, mate. I suppose as we got 32 surf clubs in WA. The three that got to put on the events this year were Northcott for their centenary, Scarborough, and down here at Sorrento. So I guess you'd be pretty appreciative of all the efforts that everyone goes through to put these events on.
Yeah, very much so, Bowie. This is quite a different thing we've been doing. We've been trying to change the format a little bit, make it better for the spectators, better for the competitors. I think we're starting to achieve that this year. The professionalism of our people on the beach has been quite wonderful, and the professionalism of the three clubs that have put the events on has also been quite fantastic. And that's on the back of, and I should say, a really fantastic country carnival at Denmark last week, which had really good surf. But the best thing about it was Denmark's surf club and their local community really came together and put on a fantastic show for surf lifesaving. So you have to be quite confident about where we're going now, I think.
Yeah, well said. And often when the country carnivals are on, the other country clubs and metro clubs help out as well. So surf lifesaving in really good shape at the moment. We'll go to our presentation now. Truey has the results. We'll just come over here to the prize table if we can. Craig, we'll get you to hand out the trophies today. Are we? Here we are, folks. So I think we are good to go. Moz, we're good to go here? Yep. I think we're good to go. I'm down here. Folks, if you just tuned in at mybeach.com.au, Grant True has the sealed envelopes and he has the results for the series and the rankings today. We'll go through those in just a second with Truey. But I'm here with Craig Smith-Gander to make the presentations. Truey, if you will, let's go. Perhaps starting from the we'll end up with the first place, if that's okay. Away you go.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. So we've got the points. Those at home will have the points right down to 17th. So we're going to start off in 6th place on 68 points, the Northcott B team. In 5th place on 88 points, Sorrento A. In 4th place on 90 points, the Trigg Island Green team. So that means that in 3rd place today, on 94 points, is the A team from North Cottesloe. So congratulations.
Well done, Jess. So Jess comes in. Well done to Bertie. You are always an Olympian. Just a few words, Bertie, if you will. Just turn around the camera here, mate. I know that's a big effort, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Into that dry easterly this morning, and just not a lot on offer on the way in. So hard work out, hard work in, and then that run was very rude. It was deadly.
Well done to Northcott. Thanks for being here. Stay here if you will, mate, because we will get a photo. We'll just get you here. 2nd place, if you will, Truey.
Yeah, so 2nd place on 122 points, Trigg Island Red.
Well done to Trigg Island. And they just raced beautifully during the course of the day. You'll be pretty happy with that. So you've been there or thereabouts. The first event of the season, there's only 1 point in it. So 2nd in the second leg and 2nd today. That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, we're pretty happy to take out 2nd overall. It's so hard to compete with the other clubs. But yeah, 2nd's great for us.
Dan Humble was saying there's a fair bit of strategy goes into selecting the two teams and things like the mixed tap and relay, but it takes a whole club, all your volunteers, all your officials to get here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really a massive team effort at Trigg, and just really thank you to everyone who helped out today. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that happens at Trigg.
Well done, thank you very much. Well done to Trigg Island Red. And Truey, if you'd like to stay here, we'll keep you with Jess and get a photo if you can. And Truey, the winner of today's round 3 of the WA Surf League.
Yeah, so completing a 2018-19 hat-trick on 135 points, City of Perth Black.
Well done at City of Perth. So we got 2 reps up here today. Could you get to have a photo? Ben and Britt up here to receive the trophy. We'll get you in the trophy in the photo as well. We'll get a big. So well done to City of Perth, Ben. That was just a strategy and choosing the 2 teams. You just got to try and score points as much as you can with solid performance, but also participation, right?
Yeah, so we really try and get as many people involved, especially in the 2nd team, share the races around. And with the 1st team, we sort of had a pretty set order the whole time. A new face in the 1K, James, today. It was good to see him have a run. And it was also, we played around with the taplin at the end there to try and make it a little bit more interesting. So it seemed to be quite enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, nice little crew, James Lewin from the triathlon fraternity. He ran really well. Mate, and I've got to say, so it's a collegiate feeling down here, lots of camaraderie. Still good to knock Trig off.
Oh, look, I think it's always good to get on top, mate. So I think we owe it to our boat section. That's probably what gets us across the line each time, and on the beach as well. We're so strong there. So we're just well-rounded. Sort of every division puts a little bit in and gets us across the line.
Well done, mate. Well said. Thank you, Ben Carey. And Britt, nice to see you today. Same, I guess. It's a club effort and a team effort to get here, but nice to be running around in the sunshine in these 3 races.
Yeah, it's awesome. Ben and all our coaches do such a good job of spreading it out and making sure everyone has a go. It is really about that one team, one community feel. So, yeah, it's been awesome.
Well done. Well done to the City of Perth. Thank you, Brittany. Thanks for having a chat.
Thanks, Simon.
Brittany Hootengar. So, True, that concludes. Craig, come in if you will. We will get a photograph. This is on behalf of Craig Smith-Gander from Surf Lifesaving WA and Grant True. I hope you enjoyed all 3 of our races during the course of the summer. As we said, kicked off with North Cottesloe with their centenary, down at Scarborough and here at Sorrento. We look forward to going up and having a freezing cold glass of bubbly something up in the club rooms. And on behalf of Surf Lifesaving WA, I hope you enjoyed the 3-race series. We'll be back bigger and better next year. Thank you, Truey.
Thank you, Simon. And again, well done to all the competitors and big thanks to the officials.
That's all from Sorrento. Thank you, Craig. We'll see you next year. This has been the WA Surf League.